Hello.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wulff Den Live, episode 203, the one where Bob is finally back from Japan, and I've been here the whole time.
Yay. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Hello. Yes, hi. The first comment I see is Tsukiyomi Sazami, who says, I can't believe Bob effing died. Hi, guys.
Yeah.
How is everybody? Oh, hello, House of Ears. Hello, Shepherd Boy. Why are your names all weird? Rock and Val. Hello, Liz Brown. Hello, everybody.
Hello, anyone and everyone who is here.
And special thanks to Land Lover for the Twitch sub, Ozymandias for the Twitch sub,
Ozymandias.
and Benjamin Cothran with the 11 months. It's actually Ozymandias
Where do you see that?
in Streamlabs.
Why am I not seeing it?
It's Twitch. It's the second one.
Second one I see is Meowsies.
Well,
From
anyway,
20 hours
hi
ago.
guys. I'm back. I hope you're all well. We have a lot to talk about. I got a lot of plushies next to me that I wanted to set up all nice, but that didn't end up happening.
All right, there we go. Yeah, Ozymandias.
Yeah, we always say Ozymandias.
Yes,
Because that just makes sense.
because that's how it's spelled in Watchmen.
Yes. All right. So anyway, there's a lot. Why are captions on this stream?
You know what's weird? Sometimes YouTube just turns captions on for me.
You know what I think it is? If you turn them on once, it just stays on.
Yes. But I always turn them off, and then they're still on.
I don't know. Why would I want them on a live stream? It's not going to do the right thing.
I know.
It's not going to do it. Anyway, I'm back.
Yes.
I've brought wares. But first, we got to talk about, the Game Awards, Will.
Yes. The nominees for the Game Awards were announced yesterday?
I saw it happen. Well, you know what? Yesterday was deleted from existence for me.
Right. You're still trying to get back into the swing of things.
So here's what happened to me. So I saw the sunset 3 times on Monday. So Monday was insanely long.
Mm-hmm.
And then I edited my video all night, Monday night, into Tuesday morning.
Right.
Which is the normal thing for me to do. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to sleep until noon. And I set my alarm for noon. I woke up. It was dark out. I was like, what day is it? I woke up at 6 at night.
Jesus.
Yesterday.
Wow.
So that was my Tuesday. So really, Tuesday didn't happen for me. Tuesday and Wednesday are the same day. So I don't know when the Game Award nominees happen.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the game because, I'm looking at the Game Awards right now, and it's listing the first few, and it's not letting me scroll because now apparently they decide to put an arrow for me to scroll.
It took me a second too.
This is a poorly designed website.
It usually is. I feel like every time we do this,
We fight with the UI.
yeah, well, yes, but I always try to get like a Polygon article or something because the website's UI is so bad, or their pictures aren't like to my liking. But this one had the pictures fine, so I left it. Is this the right? Yeah, okay. So I guess we'll just go right into Game of the Year.
Game of the Year. Your nominees are.
I guess it's in alphabetical order.
I guess. Control,
which I have, but I've not played.
I've heard very good things.
I don't know when I'm going to get to play it. I would love to play it because it looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks really good, and I want you to play it so that I can borrow it when you're done.
You could borrow it before I'm done.
All right. Well,
there's too many games.
Yeah, and we'll get into that in a little bit later. So there's Control.
Yes.
Death Stranding.
Right.
Yes.
Controversial pick for some reason, but we'll talk about that.
We'll get into that. Resident Evil 2.
Mm-hmm.
Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice.
Which is good. It's very good.
It's
a great game. I would say great.
I've heard
great.
Great things about it. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Which is Game of the Year, baby. This is the pick. This is the win.
That's incorrect, but we got one more. The Outer Worlds, which I'm
not played.
Which I'm surprised about because it's gotten good reviews so far, but it's not like the big ass AAA game that you would think is nominated for. It's more of like a B title is what I'm trying to say.
I did not know this was developed by Obsidian.
Yeah, this is basically their Fallout 76 follow-up without the Fallout license.
Everybody loves this game.
Yeah, no, it's gotten very good reviews.
It's very Mass Effect-y, I hear.
Yeah.
But it's also not to be confused with Outer Wilds, which is an indie game.
Yes.
that everybody also loves.
Yeah.
And came out at the exact same time. Smash Brothers came out last year.
Yes.
But it missed the cutoff.
Right. So now they're nominating it for this year. And that's fine. That makes sense. However, the problem is it's up against Resident Evil 2. And that is the game of the year. I don't understand why any of these other guys bothered showing up.
Resident Evil 2 is very good.
Yeah.
Of these, I've only played Death Stranding, Resident Evil, Sekiro, and Smash Brothers. Which, you know what? That's more than I usually play out of the game of the year list.
I've only played Resident Evil 2 and Smash Brothers.
The only game I feel comfortable talking about how good it is Smash Brothers, because the other ones I only played like a few hours of.
So I completed Resident Evil 2 both ways. Leon A, Claire B, Claire A, Leon B. I did all that. I did play a lot of like the side missions. I forgot what they're called. And I played the Fourth Survivor Hunk mission.
Okay.
Which is
you did?
Yeah, I didn't beat it because it's a lot harder than I remember it being.
It was hard.
Yeah. And Resident Evil 2 is incredible.
It is.
It's as close to the game that I always wanted as anybody could have possibly come.
Anybody could possibly come. Yep.
Yeah.
Said, quote, put a title box quote.
Yeah.
Will Wulff.
Close as anybody could
possibly come.
It's such a great game. Even if it wasn't like a remake of Resident Evil 2, I feel like it still would be up there for like one of the best games of the year because it's very suspenseful. It's very scary. It controls well. The puzzles are, unique. The enemies are, paced very well. Mr. X is, a really great addition. He's not as, he's intimidating, but he's not as bad as like you think he is.
I like the changes they made,
yeah,
especially with Mr. X.
Yeah,
that was good.
And like, it's just it's such a good game.
It is a very good game. I never beat it. I would have liked to have, but there's just too much.
There's a lot
done.
Will. I did see a lot of people on the Spawn Wave brought this up. It's a remake, technically.
So,
here's the thing: it's so different from what the original was that I think because like when you nominate a remake, basically, that's opening up the gates to like what does that mean? Do like HD remasters count?
No.
Do like collections count? Do things like that count?
There's a big difference between a remaster and a remake.
Right.
A remake is a completely different game.
Yeah.
And a remaster is the same game, just a little polish on it,
And I feel like this is a completely different game.
It's the same thing with movies. If they remake a movie, that should be allowed to get awards.
Right.
Right? Because it's a different movie.
Yes.
If they polish up the movie, like with Star Wars,
then it doesn't count.
Yeah, you don't get to nominate that.
Right. I'm trying to think of like other examples because like technically like Batman Return to Arkham, those are remakes because they remade the entire game in a completely different engine.
Okay.
But that adheres so closely to the blueprint of the original versions of Arkham Asylum and Arkham City that would technically just be a glorified remaster.
Right.
This, however, like a completely different gameplay, brand new story, really nothing but like the setting and like characters came over.
So much different.
Yeah.
It's night and day.
There's a lot that like you remember from it.
Yes.
But it's a brand new game for the most part.
Yes. There's some notable omissions for this Game of the Year list.
Right.
The one that people keep bringing up is Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yes.
Which neither of us has played, so sorry guys, can't comment on that game. That is a weird thing to omit because so many people love that.
Right.
Also, another one that nobody is talking about. Can you guess? It is a Nintendo game.
I was going to say Untitled Goose Game, but...
No.
Yeah.
That's a great game, but look at all of these other games.
I know.
It's
a Nintendo game.
Game.
Pokemon?
No. Pokemon came out after the cutoff.
Right.
So that doesn't count.
Right.
Turn these notifications off. A Nintendo game came out this year.
Oh, Link's Awakening.
No.
But that would have been another remake situation.
But yeah, it's a remake.
Right. What other big Nintendo games?
Big deal. I'll give you another hint.
Oh, Mario Maker.
Yes. God damn it, Will! Where is my Mario Maker?
You're gonna have to take that up with Jeff Keighley. because he was too busy nominating all these other games.
Can you do me a favor?
I'm not going to tweet at Jeff Keighley.
No. Can you look up Game of the Year 2015 for the Game Awards? That was the VGX back then, probably. See if whatever Jeff Keighley was doing, see if Mario Maker for the Wii U was even a thing.
It was the Game Awards, and Google immediately called up The Witcher 3. Let's see here.
Phantom Pain was the same year.
Yeah. Ooh. It was The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, which won. Bloodborne, Fallout 4, Phantom Pain, and...
Don't throw up.
Mario Maker. Yeah,
Mario Maker was nominated.
It was nominated.
Okay, so what the F, dude? What the F, Jeff Keighley? Look at those great games it's up against.
Yeah.
Look at that. All I'm saying, Will... You know what? There's really none you can take out of this list.
Yeah, no.
There's too many good ones.
You're just an upset fanboy.
I'm just an upset fanboy. There's too many here. A lot of people really dropped off of Mario Maker really quick. And you know what I think the biggest problem is with Mario Maker?
What's the biggest problem with Mario Maker?
I'm fine with the endless challenge.
Yeah.
But if they made it the 100 Mario challenge, or just add that in, in like an update, because it's super easy to just freaking add that in.
Yeah, you're basically setting a limit.
Yeah. If you put the 100 Mario challenge in, people will feel like they're accomplishing something.
Right.
When you have the endless challenge, there's no sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
You're just going on forever. So I think that actually really hurt Mario Maker.
Yes.
Anyway. Oh, Rocket Val says Mario Maker 2 is on the list further down, but it's not Game of the Year.
Not Game of the Year. I think it's nominated for like some other category.
We're going to go through all the categories.
Yeah, we'll get through all the categories. Right now, we're talking about Game of the Year because that's the biggest one.
The one people are mad about is Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Right.
And a lot of people really liked that game when it came out.
Yeah, no, when that came out, it was like the talk of the town.
Not my type of game.
Not mine either.
Although I heard, people were telling me, I know it's not your type of game. I thought the same thing. You should play it. You'll probably like it.
Right.
And you know what? I might like it.
Yeah.
It sounds like all of the judges didn't like it either.
Yeah.
Death Stranding is on a lot of, I think they have 9 nominations.
Yes.
A lot of people don't think that game's that good.
No, it is a very polarizing game.
I think it is a very good game.
Right.
The whole time I was in Japan, I just couldn't wait to get home to play this freaking game.
Right.
And then Pokemon came out, and I was like, screw you, Kojima. I got a freaking Pokemon to play. But Death Stranding, I think, is amazing from the little time that I had with it. It's not for everybody. I would not recommend it for everybody.
Right.
And I don't know how it fits with these other ones.
Yeah. I think, I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying that the only reason why this was nominated is because Keighley is best friends with Hideo Kojima.
Yes.
And there's a big conspiracy going around that it's going to win Game of the Year, for Kojima and like stick it in the face of Konami and things like that. I don't subscribe to that. However, it is telling that a polarizing game like Death Stranding, it's very polarizing, that it got nominated for as many awards as it did, including Game of the Year.
Kim North says, oh my God, a Kojima fanboy. I am a huge Jeff Keighley fanboy. I like Jeff Keighley a lot.
Yeah.
So Jeff Keighley is not one of the judges.
No.
He does not pick the game.
No.
He has a lot of influence.
I'm sure
around the entire Game Awards because he's creating the Game
produces
Awards.
It, yeah.
There's people who are saying that you can't be a host of a Game Awards show and be involved with the PR of a game. And I think that that's an insane thing to ask because throughout history, there's been so many award show hosts, especially in gaming. They're gaming like icons or influencers. They're going to have a hand in the PR of a game at some point.
Well, I think the whole point is I'll put it in a different way because this is actually a big controversy in Famitsu, the Japanese gaming magazine.
Yes.
So one of the editors of it or something is in Death Stranding, and there's like references to Famitsu in the game, and Famitsu gave that game a perfect score,
which is impossible for Famitsu to do.
They
never do that.
Yeah.
So Famitsu is Japanese game review publication. The way they review games is they have 4 different editors review it.
Yes.
And they average the score of all 4 of them.
Well, they don't average it. They each reviewer gives it a score of 1 to 10, and then they add them all up.
And they do it out of 40.
The highest you can get is 40.
So I don't see if you can find out how many Famitsu games have had a perfect score. I don't think any, because there's 4 different people.
There have been a couple. There have been more than people think.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
Let me just.
But it is weird that a polarizing game like Death Stranding is going to get a freaking perfect score.
26 games have received perfect scores. I mean, this is dating back to Famitsu's entire history.
I love Death Stranding, and it is not a perfect game.
Yeah. Funny enough, the same thing happened with Peace Walker. You can wear a Famitsu shirt in Peace Walker, and that also got a perfect score.
Now that game is amazing.
Yeah.
Peace Walker is really good.
Yeah, but I get what they're saying, because it's something like that. If you're involved with like the PR of a game, or you've had a hand in the making of the game at some point, even if like you're just cameoing in it, and then you're part of an award show where you give awards to games.
But he's not the one who's judging it.
He's not, but that needs to be made explicitly clear. Mm-hmm. That needs to be said, from top to bottom.
The Famitsu thing is messed up.
Right.
I don't.
You have to also keep in mind that Jeff Keighley is basically running the show.
Yeah.
So, like, it's understandable that people will be like, hey, if you're running this thing, then you could have easily put Death Stranding in for like 9 categories, even though it's not worth it. Mm-hmm. That's something to keep in mind. So if they honestly look, because polarizing things get nominated for awards all the time. But if they really are sticking by this, that Death Stranding is, worthy enough of the Game of the Year award, then they need to make it clear and hammer home the fact that Jeff Keighley, who is best friends with Kojima, was not involved in the nomination process, in the winning selection process, or anything like that.
Because here's what I'm saying about having him, because people are basically giving him an option here, Jeff Keighley. They're saying you can either be an award show host or you can be a PR guy. You can't be both.
Right.
But what is he supposed to sit on his hands during the off season of the Game Awards?
Well, he spends his off season planning the Game Awards.
And let's say Jeff Keighley gets fired from his own company.
Right.
And they're like, Bob Wulff, you're the Game Awards show host. And I'm like, sick. And then freaking what's it called? Asphalt gets nominated for best racing game and it wins. Are they gonna come after me?
Well, they might, but that's why.
I didn't do anything.
Right, but that's why it has to be made abundantly clear.
Like Greg Miller hosted the DICE Awards,
right?
And he's had a hand in a bunch of different PR for a bunch of different games.
There's a difference between having a hand in PR for a game and then actually appearing in the game.
Yes,
and being a known best friend of the director. Those are 2 different things. Because technically, IGN's Game of the Year awards, those are technically just PR awards because they have a hand in the PR of all those games. But this, because there's such a personal connection between the producer of the show and the developer of the game, and the fact that the producer appears in the game.
I think it's the personal connection, and also that most of it is the fact that the game's so polarizing.
Yeah.
The fact that people hate the game so much,
and
people love the game so much.
Right.
So I split right down the middle. I think that's the reason why we're even talking about this right now. Otherwise, I think it's very smart to keep the jury separate, to have Jeff Keighley out of the jury, because if he's going to have this sort of... But then how do you know the jury doesn't have a relationship with any of these developers?
That's true.
The games industry, everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
There's journalists know developers. They hang out and stuff. It's just what happens.
Yeah.
Journalists call themselves part of the game industry, which I think is a little weird.
It's a little bit. I mean, they cover it, but
yeah. So it's a weird. Well, would a movie reviewer call themselves part of the movie industry? I've never heard that.
I mean, they say they cover the movie industry. Roger Ebert actually did an article about he never wanted to have pose for a picture with a movie star. He says there have been situations where his picture has been taken with a movie star, but there was always casual pictures. He never asked for a picture, never posed for a picture, because he understood that could bringing his integrity into question.
I think we just gotta. There's some crappy people, that would be influenced by stuff like getting the game for free, or like getting money to talk about a game.
Yes.
But and it sucks that in this day and age, there's no accountability for people who like get a bunch of money to review games and stuff.
It also sucks in this day and age where like even like the people we know and trust to review games and like who can do it properly still get called out on it because everybody thinks that everybody's in the pocket of a big
like
game
when IGN freaking gets called out for like they'll give a game a glowing review and then you'll see ads for that game and they're like, oh, you're getting paid, but meanwhile remember Duke Nukem Forever? That's my favorite one because there were ads all over IGN for Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah. And
the top story was Duke Nukem Forever, 5 out of 10. Game sucks. But all around it were ads for the game. That shows you they're not in anybody's pocket.
Right.
They keep the promotion and the reviews completely separate, which is journalistic integrity.
Yeah.
Random ass YouTubers don't have that.
Right. In fact, the rules are more stringent for random ass YouTubers. Like they have to divulge. We have to divulge everything.
I'd say no. The companies will ask that of us when they pay us, but not all of them. I've gotten emails from. I get these stupid little like Chinese like cases and stuff. Yeah. They will email me all the time and go, "Oh, we want to pay for a review."
Yeah.
And that's not how that works.
That's not how it works. Yeah. No, but I know like a lot of people like they have to disclose like part of it. I think it's like the law. You have to disclose like if you're getting paid to talk about a product on YouTube.
You do.
Yeah.
It is the law.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. It's just that I know that people don't do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
I'll get offered a deal and I'll go, no, that game sucks. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to say that game's good. And then I see the other YouTubers that take the deal and I'm like, okay, now I know where you stand.
Yeah.
And you can tell there was that one case. I don't want to call him out, but I called out that guy on Twitter because I was like, hey, that's an ad. And I know that that's an ad because I got the same email. So you have to disclose that that's an ad. And then they got mad at me.
Yeah.
But I mean,
you do.
Yeah. So how did we get talking about that?
I don't even know.
Jeff Keighley. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
I love him so much.
Sure, his hair
Never
smells
met him.
nice.
Would love to.
I put the Wikipedia article for the Game Awards 2019 because it has a much better list. It actually just lists them.
Oh, but what about pictures?
If you really want the pictures, this is easier for me.
Okay, is it in the same order though?
No.
Damn it!
All right, so do you just want to? You'll have the pictures up on screen.
I want.
All right.
Well, it's got to be in the same order.
Well, just have
because the next one's action game.
Yeah, I'll just scroll down to action games on here.
Okay, we got action game next. Yeah,
okay,
we're gonna talk about
action games. You got Apex Legends, Astral Chain, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Devil May Cry 5, Gears 5, and Metro Exodus. I have only played Call of Duty.
I think action game is a stupid category.
Why? Because all games are action games?
Because like most games are action games.
Well,
why even bother?
Not to jump ahead, but there's another category, best action adventure game.
That's the stupid.
Stupid.
I know that action game's dumb, but action adventure is very dumb.
Action adventure is just this nebulous concept that incorporates any game and every game that they don't have like a specific genre laid down for.
What is the difference between action and action adventure?
I think technically if it's an adventure game, like you're going on an adventure.
Well, it's
like
action slash adventure, right? It's not both. It's either or.
Right.
Either and or.
Action slash adventure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just make it adventure instead of action.
But like not to jump ahead.
You already have action.
But not to jump ahead, but like Borderlands 3 is nominated for action adventure. Resident Evil 2 is nominated for action adventure. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's a lot of overlap.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. No, Resident Evil's not on here. Borderlands isn't on here for action.
Well, what I'm saying is action adventure. Like those games definitely have like other genres they could fall into, but they're using action adventure as a catch-all. That's what I'm trying to say.
It sounds like those are more open. Those games, they're more like adventure games.
I get, but like
it's more open than Astral Chain, Call of Duty. I don't know about Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry probably not. Metro Exodus I think is like pretty open.
all right, this is stupid. These are stupid categories.
Yeah. Well, I get the point of like action game because like there are games like Ninja Gaiden and Devil May Cry I would consider that are just pure action. That's all you do. Like you might have to jump every once in a while, but all you're doing is murdering everything on screen. It's like pure action. I get that. Action adventure is where I start to like have questions in here and there. But
it should just be adventure. You should take the action out.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree
that way you have action game and you have an adventure game.
Exactly.
So it's like maybe Zelda doesn't make it into action,
but it would definitely make it into adventure.
Definitely be adventure. Yes.
But that said, of the action games, just action games, I've only played Modern Warfare.
So you haven't played Apex Legends?
No.
Okay, didn't play the single player of Modern Warfare.
Right.
I played Apex Legends. I played Astral Chain. I played Call of Duty. I did not play Devil May Cry.
I had the demo for Devil May Cry. I have not touched it.
Okay, so I've only played the first 3.
Okay.
Somebody in the chat, I think it was a super chat, they said that, we'll read it later, but they said Astral Chain could easily replace one of the game of the Control for game of the year.
Okay.
I only played Astral Chain. I did not play Control.
Right.
But I don't think Astral Chain was that good. It was good.
Yeah. I remember you saying it wasn't
that good.
Yeah.
And nobody's freaking talking about the game anymore. Like the game came out, everybody went nuts, and then people stopped talking about it because all these other great games came out. I don't think Astral Chain is that good. It's good. It's good. Not that good.
Yeah.
Apex Legends is great.
I've heard nothing but good things.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the multiplayer, which is the only thing that I played, is also great. I talked about this on the show before. It is great, but I hate it.
Here's the thing. The single player is also very good. The problem with that game is it's just Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That's it. And your thoughts on the multiplayer is like, from what I've read on the internet, from what I've talked to people, that's everybody's thoughts on the multiplayer. It's great, but I hate it. And I don't think that is a good qualifier for like to be nominated for anything.
Well, it's one of those things where like you just want to keep playing it, but you like hate yourself while you're playing it. So like there's a reason why I want to keep playing it, but I don't know what was the other game that was like that? There's another game I spent like so long. Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah,
Monster Hunter World.
Yeah,
I hated that game, but I kept wanting to play it, and I don't know why. So I mean, we've only played the first 3. Or wait, you only played Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't want to say. I think Apex Legends is a good call for action game because that was a huge like phenomenon when it came out.
Yeah.
And it was free, and it was a great contender against the biggest game of the year, which is Fortnite. You know, it slapped down this giant.
Yeah.
So
at least for a little while.
Yeah.
Right.
It was the only game that could give it a run for its money.
Yeah. All right.
And then we have action adventure.
Next we have action adventure game. Borderlands 3, Control, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 2, Link's Awakening, and Sekiro.
Oh, Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
Death Stranding, if it doesn't win Game of the Year, it's probably going to win this.
Yeah.
That's usually how it goes. Yeah. Like this category is just for like the runner-up, basically.
Yeah. I wouldn't consider a Borderlands an action adventure. It's a first-person RPG.
But adventure sounds like it's encompassing RPG.
Resident Evil 2 is not an action adventure game. It's a survival horror with action elements. Legend of Zelda is an adventure game that has action elements.
Zelda is the perfect descriptor of an adventure game.
Yes.
I think Sekiro takes this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sekiro's great. That's more of an action game, though.
Yeah.
I mean, adventure because there's this big world, but, like, I don't really see it like that, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I think Sekiro's great. Sekiro could take this season.
Okay.
But so is Link's Awakening. Link's Awakening is also great.
I mean, so is Resident Evil 2, but I don't think it just, fits in this category.
Art direction presented by Samsung QLED.
Those are fancy TVs.
They don't have any dealings with any game companies, do they?
Not unless the following games feature sponsorships from Samsung: Control, Death Stranding, Gris. Is that right?
Yes.
Sayonara Wild Hearts,
That's a
Sekiro,
Japanese word.
and Link's Awakening.
Okay. For art direct, I mean, Gris is a beautiful game.
Yeah.
Death Stranding
Mm-hmm.
has one of the best art directors of all time, Yoji Shinkawa, working
Right.
on it. However, Control is beautiful.
Yeah, from what I've seen of it, it looks really good.
Death Stranding, the art direction is amazing.
Right.
But the game itself looks really good, but Control, I think, is more unique.
Well, let's not forget that Link's Awakening just looks like toys.
Yeah.
That has phenomenal art direction.
It does. It does.
They might give it to that because
I think that's look up Grezzo. I think that's an American developer.
those are the guys who did the 3DS remakes.
Yes. I think they're American or European or something.
No. Located in Shibuya, Tokyo.
Never mind. Don't ever listen to me. I'm
Yeah.
always wrong. I was there.
You are.
So I think Control takes this.
I think it might go to Link's Awakening.
I would love to see Yoji Shinkawa win something because he's
Right.
amazing. But I think Control or Link's Awakening. I mean,
Yeah.
Gris could also come out of nowhere and take it.
True.
But I think Control has a pretty good shot at that one. Next is audio design, which is fine to have as an award, I think.
Yeah. Recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. That's important.
Call of Duty has some good stuff, except for that stupid plane that flies overhead when you respawn in the multiplayer.
Oh, yeah.
Loud as hell.
Yeah. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Control, Death Stranding, Gears 5, Resident Evil 2, and Sekiro.
Death Stranding has some weird stuff where the controller
Oh, yeah.
speaks.
Yeah.
People don't like that.
No, yeah. Resident Evil 2, especially when Mr. X is around and you just have to sit and listen for him.
Mm-hmm.
And like you can tell if like he's too close or if he's too far. And if he's far, that's when you book it to the next room. So
I think that, I mean, I haven't played Control. So Control might have good audio design.
for all we
I don't
know, Control might just be the best game like within every category. We
Yes.
just don't know.
But I think Resident Evil has phenomenal audio
Yeah.
design. So I think Resident Evil is a good contender for this.
I've heard Gears does like some really good things with audio. And it's like actually very good. Like if you're hard of hearing, like it has all these different options and features for you to help you out. So that's good too.
Call of Duty always has good audio for the guns and stuff. But yeah, I think Resident Evil is a good contender for that. Community support. That's an interesting one.
Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness.
Transparency. Oh my god.
Well, I mean, I get it when they have to tell people like, hey, this is what's happening in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
Okay. I think this is between Tom Clancy and Destiny.
Yes.
Destiny had a really hard launch.
Yeah.
Destiny 2. People really didn't like it, or people fell off of it pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But their community team has always been good.
Mm-hmm.
And they really tried to fix the game afterwards to like go to everybody's liking.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six. That's interesting because that game is so old.
Well, yeah. So Final Fantasy 14 came out when I was in college.
That's true too. Rainbow Six is another one where the game came out. It was not good when it first came out. I did not like it.
Mm-hmm.
And then after like a year of it being out, it got way better, like really quickly.
Yeah.
So I think the community support there was really good too. I don't think Fortnite has good community support. I don't think Apex Legends does either. That's EA.
Well, it's Respawn through EA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say Rainbow Six or Destiny. That's what I was saying. I don't really know much about Final Fantasy 14 though. Could be that. I don't know. Next, we got Content Creator of the Year. We got Wulff Den, and then we got Wulff Den, and we got Wulff Den.
Yeah, so thank you all for...
Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. I can't wait to accept my award.
Yeah. No, just kidding. We got all these people who I don't know.
Courage?
None of them.
He recently moved to... he went from Twitch to YouTube Gaming.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
He was the first one to get a deal with YouTube Gaming, which... it makes a lot of sense because he already had a YouTube channel. And all right, that's an interesting case because if you're partnered with Twitch and you move to a different platform, Twitch will just eviscerate your contract.
Yeah.
They just take you off the platform completely.
Yeah.
They call it a breach of contract. However, what if you're like us, which I'm assuming he was,
right?
Where we have a contract where we just like we're on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're Twitch partners.
Right.
So our contract just says you can't stream at the same time on both platforms.
Right.
That's not what he's going to do.
Right.
He's going to stream at different times. So why can't he keep his freaking partnership?
I think he probably has like the terms of his YouTube contract probably have something to do with it.
No, I don't think so. Because I know other people like Facebook and Mixer, they're non-exclusive.
Right.
They don't care where you stream. They just want you to meet a certain amount of hours on YouTube. So Twitch is just petty.
Right.
Twitch just takes you off because they're like, oh, you're going there? Screw you.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why people are leaving.
Yeah.
But he was already on freaking YouTube. He already had like a million or 2 million subscribers. So like it's meant nothing to him to leave Twitch and go to YouTube. So that was just a great deal all around for him.
Yeah. So anyway, you got Jack, Courage, Dunlop, Benjamin, Dr. Lupo.
He's a Destiny guy.
Yeah.
Ewok.
Yeah.
I've never heard of.
Solely Ewok Wheeler. David Grefg. Is that how you say it? Grevg.
I don't know.
Martinez and Michael Shroud. Yeah.
Shroud is another one. Right after why am I having a stroke? Ninja. Right after Ninja left, he left and went to Mixer also, but nobody cared as much.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know any of their content that they've done this year. So these are all streamers, I think.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, all the ones that I know are streamers, which is upsetting.
Yeah.
What about us YouTubers?
I know. Like, what about the people who actually like, film and edit their stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know who the hell wins that. I'm not familiar with their content enough.
Yeah.
Esports coach. I don't know any of these people.
Jesus.
We can just skip right over this.
Skip over all the esports stuff.
No Smash Brothers people, so they can all.
Esports coach, esports event, esports.
Wait, what are the esports events? Hold
on. 2019 Overwatch League Grand Finals, Evo 2019, Fortnite World Cup, IEM Katowice 2019, League of Legends World Cup 2019, and the International 2019.
Fortnite World Cup might take that, but Evo was also great.
Evo is always great.
Yes, Evo is my favorite esports event.
Yeah, because it's easy to watch fighting.
It's the only one I understand.
Yeah. But esports game of the year.
Okay.
Counter-Strike Global Offense, Dota 2,
nope.
Fortnite,
maybe,
League of Legends,
no.
Overwatch. These are all esports mainstays.
So Overwatch will take that.
You think so?
I think Overwatch had a phenomenal year.
Okay.
Yeah, Overwatch was huge in esports this year, especially this year.
Right.
It's so upsetting that Smash Bros. Isn't on there because Smash Bros. Is such a big deal.
Yeah.
And so many people watch it, but it has such a poor backing from Nintendo.
Yeah.
At the last tournament, I think it was Genesis was the last big tournament.
Mm-hmm.
The winner, the grand prize winner of the Brawlhalla tournament got $25,000. And the grand prize winner of the Smash Ultimate tournament got $5,000.
Wow.
And there were so many more people interested in that.
Yeah.
That's because Brawlhalla, the developers, that's all they have for their marketing is the developers are, backing it up.
Yeah.
So that means the person who won like third place still made more than the person who won first in Ultimate. And there's more competition in Ultimate.
Yeah.
So there's no Ultimate has had such a great year in esports. There's no reason why they shouldn't be there. But they're not there because I guess there's no community backing for them. Although Nintendo got a little better. They have some like integration with Evo.
Yeah.
And the rule set is actually Evo's rule set.
Yeah.
So Nintendo's trying a little bit.
And then esports host.
I don't know.
I only know Golden Boy because he also is like the commentator for the Rock's Titan games on NBC.
Oh.
So I hope he wins.
I don't know any of these people. Esports player. Oh, the guy, Booga, who won the Fortnite. Well, he won like a couple $1 million. Don't know any of these other people. Not a single Smash Brothers person. Don't care. That should be MK Leo. MK Leo has won like every Smash Brothers tournament ever. Anyway, esports team.
Not a single Smash team.
Nobody I care.
All right. So then the next category is family game.
Why wasn't that up higher?
It's weird that like just smack in the middle of the nominees, they put all the esports crap. Meanwhile, on the Wikipedia page, like esports is its own section.
Yeah, it should be.
So, but family game. Luigi's Mansion 3.
Great game.
Yes. Thank you for finally admitting that.
It's a good game. It's not going to win.
No.
Ring Fit Adventure.
Ring Fit.
Definitely not.
No.
It's very good.
Yeah.
Not a game, really.
Yeah. Mario Maker 2. There you go, Bob.
Yay. I still don't think it's not a good family game.
It's not a good family game. Smash Brothers Ultimate and Yoshi Crafted World.
You know what? None of these are really good family games.
The closest I would say is Smash because you could play that with your family.
Yeah, but that's not a game I would ever want. Like, if I had like a bunch of people over and, you know, it's like people who aren't hardcore into games, they're like, let's play a game. I don't think I would break out Smash Brothers. I would break out Mario Kart 100%. Yeah. But if I break out Smash Brothers, it's not going to be fun for anybody. I'm going to be competitive.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't win, I'm going to be very mad. And if I win, it's going to be a sweep.
Honestly, the best choice might be Yoshi's Crafted World.
That game is not that good.
That game is a baby game.
Yes.
Like 100%. But I think that makes it the perfect family game because it's a game you can play with anybody of any age and any skill set.
It's going to be Luigi's Mansion.
I mean, aside from Smash, Luigi's Mansion is probably like the best game in this category. But I don't know.
Excuse you, Will.
Listen, a lot of people don't see Mario Maker the way you do. They don't see it as a game so much as they do as a developer's tool set.
I know, those people are idiots. There's so much. That's the whole game is playing other people's levels.
I know.
Not building the levels.
I know.
Mario Maker also has a great multiplayer. It's just that the online is not that good.
And I think that's going to have a factor in it.
Like, it's really fun to play with other people. But Luigi's Mansion is going to take that.
Yeah.
Anyway, fighting game. If Smash Bros. Doesn't take this.
Well, you got Dead or Alive 6, Jump Force.
Jump Force should not be on
No,
here.
Jump Force is not a good game.
People were mad on Twitter, and I was like, I completely agree. That game sucks.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat 11, Samurai Showdown, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
All right. Smash Bros. Wins that. Hands down. You played Mortal Kombat.
I did play Mortal Kombat, and Mortal Kombat is very good.
Mm-hmm.
It is a very good fighting game. I can see why people would want to put that in a Game of the Year running. I've also heard very good things about Samurai Showdown. I've heard that's been getting good reviews and stuff. And Dead or Alive 6, I've heard very good things about. That said, this is really a two-person fight between Smash Brothers and Mortal Kombat 11.
Okay.
Possibly give the edge to Smash Brothers because it's the bigger game, but I would not be surprised if Mortal Kombat 11 took this because that's a more traditional fighting game.
I would be shocked if Mortal Kombat took it over Smash Brothers because Smash Brothers is such a big game and there's so much to it.
Right.
You know? Anyway, next is Fresh Indie Game. Fresh Indie Game, recognizing a new independent studio that released its first game in 2019.
Presented by Subway.
We can't just have indie game. Do we also have indie game?
Hold on.
Because
no, just fresh indie game.
That's dumb.
Well, that might mean that they're integrating indie games into the other categories. That we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, indie. Well, art direction. That's really all we've seen.
I guess
indie games should always be eligible for any category,
right?
Because they're just games,
right?
It's just that they have a small budget, so it's less likely that they
are
gonna win anything big.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we got Zaum. I've never heard of that before.
Oh, no, that's the developer. Zaum.
Oh, these are all developers.
Yeah. According to Wikipedia, Zaum for Disco Elysium, which I heard is excellent.
Still never heard.
I've heard of that. Nomada Studios for Gris.
Okay.
Dead Toast for my friend Pedro.
I really want to play that. I've never.
Yeah, I've heard that's good. Mobius Digital for Outer Wilds.
A lot of people like that.
Mega Crit for Slay the Spire. Mm-hmm. And House for Untitled Goose Game. You know it's going to the Goose Game.
People on Twitter were upset because they were like, if Goose Game wins on a meme, I'm gonna be pissed because Outer Wilds is supposed to be like this amazing, experience, and Goose Game is just good because it's funny.
Yeah.
But of all these, I've only played Goose Game.
Yeah.
I think Outer Wilds is gonna take that because everybody loves Outer Wilds. I still don't even know what type of game that is.
Me neither.
Oh, I just keep hearing about it.
Yeah.
Outer Wilds. Outer Wilds is an open world exploration action adventure indie game. It's all of the words that I don't want to hear. In the game, the player character finds themselves on a planet with only 22 minutes before the local sun goes super.
I've heard of this. Yes. That sounds familiar to me.
Okay. I think that's going to take
it.
That has the best chance of taking it.
Yeah.
Game direction. You got Control. You got Death Stranding. Now this is going to be Death Stranding.
This is going to be Death Stranding. Absolutely. Because this they can give it right to Kojima.
Yeah. They just lob it. There you go.
Resident Evil 2, Sekiro, and Outer Wilds.
That'd be wild if Outer Wilds gets it. No, this is 100% going to Kojima.
Absolutely.
There's no way it's not going to Kojima.
I mean, Resident Evil 2 has excellent direction.
I think these all have excellent direction. It's just that it's freaking Kojima. Yeah. How could you compete against Kojima? Games for Impact. For a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. This is a ridiculous category.
This is, all those people who complain about games being too SJW friendly. This category is for them.
Being too yes. This is they're gonna love this.
Concrete Genie.
Did that have a social?
Probably. Kind Words, Life is Strange 2, and Sea of Solitude.
Life is Strange is
that's the big one.
They really lean into their social the freaking
the impact.
Yes, the social impact. So Life is Strange 2, I think, is a shoe-in for that game.
Yeah.
For that award.
Concrete Genie. Story takes place in a small town named Denska, which has been mostly abandoned and polluted. A young boy named Ash regularly doodles in his notebook. A group of bullies steal the notebook, rip out the pages, and scatter them throughout the city. Ash is on a quest to recover his pages. Along his quest, he discovers a paintbrush that can bring his creations to life. Ash must overcome the bullies and bring life back to his hometown. Okay, so it's an anti-bully game with don't pollute undertones to it.
Don't pollute.
Yeah.
All right, next we have independent game. So there's an indie game.
Okay.
Category. Okay.
This
is good.
All right.
Baba Is You, which I heard is great.
I've heard nothing but good things about that.
I have not played it, but the OK Beast guys love it. They were telling us the whole time that.
That's right. Yeah.
Disco Elysium.
Which heard it's good.
Katana Zero. This is the first time I'm seeing it on here.
Yeah.
Game is amazing.
Right.
Almost made it on or it did make it to our top 10 Switch games.
Yes.
So Katana Zero, amazing. Everybody should play it.
Mm-hmm.
Outer Wilds and Untitled Goose Game.
Yeah. Let's go to any of them.
It could go to any of them. I would put my vote on Katana Zero. But honestly, I've only ever played Goose Game.
Here's why I don't think it's going to go to Katana Zero, because this is the only category Katana Zero has been nominated for so far.
Yeah.
And usually that means this is just like, here you go, kid.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I do think that game needs a lot more credit.
Right.
Because it is an amazing game.
Right.
Next mobile game. Oh no, here we go.
Oh boy.
Any of these sponsored by Samsung? We're gonna have a problem here. Call of Duty Mobile, which I heard is amazing.
Yeah, like everybody.
Did I download it? I meant to download it when I got my new phone.
So I can't play it on my phone because it's too old. But my boss really loves this game.
Oh yeah, I did download it.
From the 2 seconds I was able to play before it crashed, and I was playing it on low settings, it looks exactly like the console game. And, Izzy loves this game.
Oh my god, he does not shut up about this freaking game.
So
also Retro Future was playing it.
Yes.
So he liked it a lot.
So it could very well go to Call of Duty Mobile. But
anyway,
you also got
there's Grindstone, Sayonara Wild Hearts, Sky Children of Light, and What the Golf. I love golf games.
I've heard that What the Golf is very good.
Wait, I don't think I've played What the Golf, but I know of. That's the one where the course like changes and like half the time you're not even playing golf.
Yeah, it's a silly physics-based golf parody where every golf course is a new surprising type of golf.
There's one like I think the game starts where you go to like wind up and hit the ball, and instead it hits the golfer.
Yeah.
And you golf the golfer into the hole.
So
I'm gonna download it right now.
all right.
Try it free. All you can play free for no. I will pay you. Oh, do I have to? You have to do the subscription.
Oh, whack. It's on the Switch. Just get it for Switch.
Is it on the Switch?
Yeah.
It's on the Switch?
It's on the Switch.
All right. I'll probably forget. Oh my god, there's Oceanhorn 2, Will.
Oh boy. Oh, that's part of Apple Arcade.
It sure is.
I guess.
I could play both.
Oh, What the Golf is not available for Switch yet. It's coming this year, though.
It's got a month left. Oceanhorn is the Zelda ripoff from the phone, by the way, if anybody wanted to know. And it came out for Switch.
Yeah.
And it was dumb. Anyway, yeah, Call of Duty Mobile, probably. Or What the Golf.
Yeah.
Multiplayer game. This should have been way higher.
Yeah. Apex Legends, Borderlands 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Tetris 99, and Tom Clancy's The Division 2.
Not The Division 2.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Aside from you, a lot of people do not like The Division 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Do not like it.
I thought
I was the only one.
I've not seen anybody say anything positive about The Division 2.
Screw that game.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare, maybe. Tetris 99, that's
Definitely.
a good game.
Yeah.
Borderlands 3, I just hate the company.
Yeah.
Apex Legends, probably.
Tetris 99 is also the only non-shooter in this category.
True.
So it's very possible that I said before that if this is the only category it's nominated for, it's not going to win. But there's a very small chance that Tetris 99 might actually run away from this just because it's different.
Yeah. I think Apex Legends has a very good chance. Has a better chance than anything else on here.
Apex Legends and Call of Duty are probably like the ones that are going to most likely get the award, but Tetris 99 could be the dark horse. Mm-hmm. It has a better chance of being the dark horse than Katana Zero had.
Somebody's got to write down all of what we're saying as our picks so that when we watch the Game Awards, we can see how right we are.
Fred and/or Eric do that.
Narrative game.
Yes.
A Plague Tale: Innocence. Never heard of that before in my life.
Me neither.
Control, of course. Right. Death Stranding. Not gonna win that.
No.
Not gonna win.
It helps if you can understand the narrative.
Yes. Disco Elysium and The Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about this category to pick one.
I'm trying to remember what I heard about Disco Elysium. Disco Elysium takes place in a fictional city. Blah, 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 blah. A revolutionary movement was successful in overthrowing the monarchy. Player control protagonist is a detective sent by the government to investigate the murder of a man who has been found hanging from a tree. Unfortunately, following an emotional breakdown, said detective has been going on a prolonged drinking binge around the district, and he first comes to 3 days later in his trash motel room with no memory of who he is or what he was doing. It is now up to the player to both solve the murder case and guide the detective to rediscover his identity by filling in the holes in his memory. That sounds interesting.
I mean, it happens to all of us, right?
Yeah.
If Death Stranding wins Best Narrative, it's freaking rigged.
Yeah.
I not knowing much about any of the games in this category, I think Control has a pretty good chance.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
because it's a Remedy made game, and they always have like great narratives.
Next, we got ongoing game, which is always a fun category.
Well, I think it's a very good solution for, because games are now continuously updated.
These are all the same games that were in the community.
What? Yes. So
I don't like that.
Ongoing game. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time.
I think just because it's an ongoing game doesn't mean that it also has good community management, and vice versa.
Community support. Recognizing a game for outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness.
Yeah, those don't go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Because there's got to be games that have that, but aren't ongoing games.
Yeah. Ongoing games are Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and I'll get it right. Rainbow Six Siege.
Same game.
Yeah.
Since they're ongoing games, they have to have good community management.
Right.
But I think there's games that have good community management that aren't ongoing games.
Fortnite would probably be an example of a good ongoing game with bad community management.
Correct. Yeah. Like that just should not have been in the good community management category. Now I gotta think of an example of a game that has good community management that is a new game and maybe not ongoing.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah.
Anyway, what friggin' is this category again?
We just did
ongoing
game. Now we're on best performance.
Well, wait. We gotta pick one for ongoing game.
Probably Fortnite, I guess. I don't
know. Yeah. They do a lot for Fortnite.
Yeah.
But Rainbow Six has won it before.
Right. And Destiny 2 has, been keeping going through everything.
They made it basically free, so I'm gonna say Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
Or Destiny.
Yeah.
One of those two. Performance. Ashley Burke for
The Outer Worlds.
Courtney Hope. I don't know these people.
For Control.
Laura Bailey.
For Gears 5.
I don't know if she was in it. Mads Mikkelsen.
For Death Stranding.
Matthew Porretta.
For Control.
And Norman Reedus for Death Stranding. I
hope it's not Norman Reedus or Mads Mikkelsen.
I think it's gotta be.
It's probably going to be.
I think it's gotta be.
But I don't want it to be them because they're not video game actors.
Yes, you're
they're
right.
Hollywood actors who just happen to be in a video game.
I accidentally saw a clip of what's his name in Death Stranding? Joel. What's his name?
Oh, Troy Baker.
Yeah. And it's his face.
It's just
which
his
is
face?
Not. It's his face.
Yeah.
Like how that's Norman Reedus' face.
Yeah.
It's Troy Baker's face,
right.
which isn't normal to see in a game.
Yeah.
But he's amazing.
Yeah.
He's always been amazing.
No, he's
But
great.
this time you actually just see him acting, and he's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
However, I know that they're actual actors, but they get paid a lot of money for a reason. They're really good.
Yeah,
they're really good. In this game.
I love Mads Mikkelsen as much as the next straight man. Norman Reedus is always good. I just feel like from what I know of Control, I know Courtney Hope. Like she's the main character. She carries that game. Laura Bailey, she was in Gears 4, and she's incredible in that.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Birch is great in every game she's in. So I feel like it should go to one of them. But if it has to be between Mads and Norman, give it to Mads Mikkelsen because he's Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, Norman just talks like this all the time.
I mean, Mads Mikkelsen was Hannibal on TV's Hannibal.
Mm-hmm.
He was Le Chiffre in Casino Royale. Man cries blood. He built the Death Star.
He's got a thing for crying blood.
Oh, he cries blood in this
Well,
game?
he cries blood in
Casino Royale.
Casino Royale, but then he does it again in a different movie.
Does he?
Yes.
Are you thinking of Hannibal because he gets blood on his face?
I hope not. But also in this, he's got black coming out of his eyes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Or was it blood? There's another thing where he also cries blood. I swear to God. Are you going to look up Mads Mikkelsen crying blood? I mean, I didn't play enough of Death Stranding to see
Right.
more of like the them like going through the characters.
Yeah.
But they're great actors.
It just says Casino Royale.
Did he get blood in his eye in a different?
Probably. I mean,
I might just be thinking of Death Stranding with the black coming out of his eyes.
maybe. I mean, unless because like in Hannibal, like he's eating people, so he probably got blood on his face.
Maybe. Anyway, role-playing game is the next one.
Okay.
We got Disco Elysium, Final Fantasy 14, Kingdom Hearts 3, which is I forgot was a game that came out this year.
I know. Everybody was giving me crap, man. Oh, Resident Evil 2? Pfft. Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out the same day. Kingdom Hearts 3, man. Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be great, man. And look at us now, baby.
Oh, everyone's saying Doctor Strange, and they are 100% right. Doctor Strange.
Yes.
He's got the weird eye
He's
stuff.
got weird things going on.
And he's got the same eye stuff going on in...
Yes.
Oh, he goes like blind in Doctor Strange, doesn't he? His eyes get burned.
I think so. He's got like weird things going on with his eyes.
Yeah, and then in this, he's got weird things.
Yeah.
Everybody likes his eyes.
Yeah.
They like to mess up his eyes.
Yeah.
Thank you, chat.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
That should be an adventure game.
That's more of adventure than RPG.
This is kind of why action adventure just needs to be adventure.
Yeah.
It should be action game, adventure game.
Mm-hmm.
Monster Hunter World Iceborne. I didn't play Iceborne. I played the base game and I did not like it.
Yeah.
And then the Outer Worlds.
Yeah.
What is this freaking category again?
Best role-playing game.
Okay. I don't know. Is this it? These are all the RPGs that came out?
I guess.
No. Fire Emblem.
Oh, yeah.
This should be Fire Emblem.
Is Fire Emblem a role-playing game?
Yeah, dude. It's an RPG as hell.
What's the one that came out this year? Fire Emblem?
Three Houses.
There's
There's 3 of them. You got the purple parrots, the orange iguanas,
the blue barracudas. All right, tactical role-playing game. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that should take this. That's no excuse for that. This is dumb.
They'll probably give it to. Actually, this might go to the Outer Worlds.
Yeah,
because that Fallout style RPG that everybody wanted.
Score and music. Cadence of Hyrule. Yes, that had good music.
Yeah.
I did not think the game was as good as everybody else said.
Right.
And you know what? Probably not, because this is the first time we're hearing about it in this freaking thing. Death Stranding, which also has great music.
Who did the music for that?
Everybody. It has licensed music in it.
Well, yeah, of course. But I mean, like the main composer.
I don't know. But the reason why it's got a good music is because of the licensed music.
Right.
Because it comes in at like really cool times. You also got Devil May Cry 5, Kingdom Hearts 3, which is again coming out of nowhere, and Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Well, Devil May Cry 5 has that new metal song Devil Trigger in it. So it should win just for that.
I hate you so much.
The composer of Death Stranding is Ludwig Forsell, is the same composer as Phantom Pain. I guess that's it. I feel like because like Metal Gear 2, 3, and 4 had Henry Gregson Williams, and he's an actual Hollywood composer. Mm-hmm. So why did I feel like Death Stranding had like the same thing?
I feel like there's other games with better music than this.
Yeah.
I feel like there's other games that deserve to be here.
Not to hop on Resident Evil 2's bandwagon again, but the use of music in that, especially when Mr. X is around, like it's very effective.
Smash Brothers is great music, but that's because it's a conglomeration of literally everything.
Yeah.
But the score, the freaking title song is amazing.
Yeah.
What else? What other games had great music? That I've played.
Yeah. I don't play any game. Someone like yelled at me on Twitter when I said Resident Evil 2 should win Game of the Year, no one else. And he's like, you only played 2 games this year. I'm like, that's not true. And like I had to go back and count. And it wasn't a lot of games.
And it was 3.
It was 5.
Katana Zero had a great score.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Death Stranding, though, I think is a good contender here.
Mm-hmm.
Cadence of Hyrule also is, but Death Stranding has a lot of great music in it.
Yeah. Again, man, Devil Trigger.
It's not gonna win.
I know.
Sports/racing game. You got Crash Team Racing Nitro Fuel, Dirt Rally 2.0, eFootball Pro Evolution Soccer 2020. That's the name of the game now.
I guess.
F1 2019, FIFA 20. I noticed Asphalt isn't here.
Asphalt's not there. NBA 2K20 isn't on here. Madden's not on here.
Nobody liked those games?
Those games, well, NBA like reviews well, but I think, it's got so many microtransactions by this point, nobody wants to play it anymore.
What about Sonic?
Oh, yeah, that came out this year.
Sonic and Sega All-Star Racing.
Team Sonic Racing.
Boost! That's my impression of the game.
They do that in the game.
It's really fun. I don't know. I guess Crash Team Racing?
No.
Well, none of these other games should take
They'll probably give it to FIFA.
Okay, maybe FIFA.
Yeah.
That'd be stupid.
Yeah. Or, Codemasters has 2 racing games on here, so there's a very good chance it could go to one of them. There's a very good chance Codemasters is walking away with.
I think you're right about FIFA.
Yeah.
Pro Evolution Soccer should not be on there at all.
Pro Evolution Soccer used to be like better than FIFA, and then FIFA leveled up.
Oh, strategy game. We got Age of Wonders, Planetfall. Never heard of that. Anno 1800. Fire Emblem Three Houses.
There you go.
On strategy game. It's an RPG.
Oh,
it is kind of strategy.
Tactical role playing. That's basically a strategy game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The combat looks bizarre.
Yeah.
In that game. Total War 3 Kingdoms. Where'd you get that name from? Tropico 6 Wargroove. People love Wargroove.
Never heard of it.
Give this one to Fire Emblem, please.
Yeah.
It needs to win something.
Yeah, just for everybody's sake.
VR/AR game. There's too many categories.
Yeah.
Asgard's Wrath. Blood and Truth. Beat Saber.
Yes,
that's gotta be
absolutely give it to Beat Saber.
No Man's Sky. Trover Saves the Universe.
Beat Saber.
It's got to be Beat Saber.
Yeah, Beat Saber is the only viable option. It's the one everybody has heard of. It's the one everybody's played. It's fun. It's customizable. It's just Beat Saber.
If Trover Saves the Universe wins and Death Stranding wins, there's gonna be some hearsay going on.
Yeah,
but no, Beat Saber's got to win that. Is that it? Am I at the bottom? Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. So I think Death Stranding might win a couple things.
Yeah. Overall, it's a very eclectic collection. There's a lot of obvious choices. There's a lot of surprises. It's a typical award show. I feel like Game of the Year, for the most part, the only category that matters, like all those games deserve to be there to a certain extent, even Death Stranding.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't know if there's like a clear winner in that group, except for Resident Evil 2.
I'm very upset Mario Maker didn't make it into more categories.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised, and at the same time, I'm not, because, like you said, it didn't have a very long life.
Mm-hmm.
It came and went real quick. Resident Evil 2, like, people talked about it for months. Death Stranding, people are still talking about it. Control was like very big when it came out. Outer Worlds is still popular. Smash Brothers, of course.
Yeah, I think all the Game of the Year nominees are good to be there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would take one out to put something else in.
Yeah.
And of course, Pokemon doesn't make it because it
just came out.
Yeah.
So did games like Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes. Forgot about that.
One other one that I can't remember right now.
I'm surprised Death Stranding even made it. Maybe they pushed the cutoff to
probably
keep Death Stranding in there. Which is probably something Jeff Keighley could do.
Yeah.
If he had anything to do with Death Stranding winning so much, that's what he had to do, was pushing off the cutoff. Surprise Fire Emblem is barely in it. It's in one category or two categories?
One.
That also has a good soundtrack. But a weird amount of picks. Weird picks.
Mm-hmm.
I would pick these differently.
Yeah.
But Game of the Year, I think we got a solid.
That's a good collection.
Solid collection there. And I think Smash Brothers should win a decent amount, because that might be that would be my game of the year if I didn't have a cutoff.
Right.
It was my game of the year last year, so it came out this year. Anyway, we got a bunch of people. Oh, the cast says, so games that didn't make the cutoff, do they get in for next year? Yes. Because Smash Brothers was December 8th of last year. So that made it into this year. And it's game of the year. But the thing is, it has to be so good that people still think about it.
Any game released on or before November 15th was eligible for consideration. So.
Oh, so that was last Friday.
Yeah. So on or before. So Jedi Fallen Order and Pokémon. Because those came out on the 15th.
That's got to be wrong. That's got to be wrong. It's got to be before November 15th. Because those two games would definitely be nominated.
Yeah.
Because that would suck if they don't make it into the nomination next year. Thanks, Fred. Fred wrote down our picks.
Good old Fred.
But yeah, so if it misses the cutoff, or if it's released early in the year, it needs to be really good to carry over into the next year and be game of the year, because it has to fight through all of that. Like The Last of Us is one that did that.
Yeah.
Came out in like March.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we got a bunch of super chats we got to talk about. We got there's a lot here. Benjamin no, we read that one already. Bruce Patrick with $5. Will, would you consider the Snyder Cut akin to the Donner Cut? You know what? Pause this. I'm going to read the ones that are relevant to our topic first, and then we'll go back to that. Cal Calvez with 5 ruples. Control could easily be replaced on the list. You could have put Astral Chain, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, even Devil May Cry 5. Astral Chain had better reviews and impact.
I don't know about impact.
Yeah,
because I feel more people were talking about Control well after that came out than they were Astral Chain.
A lot of people were talking about Astral Chain when it came out.
Yeah.
I just don't think Astral Chain was that good.
I feel like it didn't have the impact you think it might have had.
I need to play Control.
Yeah.
And then I'll be able to judge whether or not it deserves to be there. I think it does. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
But I need to actually play it. He also gave another 2 ruples. Or even Mario Maker. It also had better reception.
But again, it died off really fast.
I understand that not a lot of people like Mario Maker the same way I like it.
Right.
But I like it a lot. SJR, Sean, with $5. DMC 5 should get it because it's pure action compared to the others, and COD and Apex should be in the shooter category, which should be a thing.
They don't. He's right. They don't have a shooter category.
That is also stupid. If they're gonna have action and they're gonna have adventure, there should be shooter.
Well,
because shooter is action,
right? But I feel like Devil May Cry style action is different from Call of Duty style action. You know, first person shooter action is different from like third person hack and slash action.
If I'm gonna give them a critique, I would say get rid of action adventure.
Yeah,
and just make it adventure.
Just make that adventure.
I'm not going to push my luck and say make a first-person shooter.
Like, I could concede that like Resident Evil 2 is an action game. I would not put it in the shooter category, even though it has shooting elements to it.
And then Cal, again, with another 5 ruples. Astral Chain gets much better after 3 to 4.
After Files 3 to 4.
Combat gets deeper, and nobody I talked about Control either nowadays, LOL. AC was a bigger surprise. AC is Astral Chain. I need to keep reminding myself that it's not Assassin's Creed. Yes, it does open up after a long time of playing it. Yeah. But still, it's still not.
They say the same thing about Death Stranding. Gets better after like 30 hours or whatever.
I have only played a few hours, and I'm super into it.
Right.
It's just not. I mean, not everybody likes. It's not an entirely stealth game, but not everybody likes stealth games.
Right.
You know. Like, I watched Donkey made a great video on it today.
Yeah.
And he hates it. But he hated it. Is clear to me that the frustrating parts of the game he found as flaws, not so much like this is the gameplay, you know what I mean? Like, this is the fun part is managing all of this stuff.
Right.
You know?
I did watch his explanation of the Metal Gear timeline.
That was also good. And then the top comment was like, I haven't played Metal Gear. Is this legit? And somebody was like, this is 99% accurate.
Yeah.
And they were like, holy crap.
Yeah.
See, I don't want to be one of those guys who's like, you just don't get it, man. Death Stranding is good. It's just that, like, you have to go into it knowing that it's not a normal game.
Yeah.
The game mechanics are literally balancing all of this stuff on you, but at the same time you have to worry about these like ghost things coming at you. You got to stealth around them. You got to hold your breath so they don't hear you. You got to take care of this baby. You got all this different management stuff that stresses you out, but that's the gameplay, you know? And it's similar to other games like in a Metal Gear, you don't want them to hear your feet.
Right.
So you got to walk slow. That's one of the things you're managing. You can like knock people out. You got a person sleeping over there. He might wake up. You got all these things. It's just that in Death Stranding, the management is different. And the things that stress you out are different. And they're more mundane, I guess.
Yeah. I think that's it for game stuff.
That's it for the relevant stuff.
Yeah.
Now, Bruce Patrick.
Yeah.
$5. He says, Will, would you consider the Snyder Cut akin to the Donner Cut? Like fan demand and hype. Bob, what's your thoughts on the final Starter Evolutions?
So, yes, I do believe that the Snyder Cut of Justice League is very similar to the Richard Donner cut of Superman 2, in that you have two directors who were close to complete on finishing their version of a movie, and then for whatever reason they left the project and it was finished by another director. The big difference is that the two big differences. The first big difference is that the Donner cut of Superman 2 was made back in 1980. And that was a time when, like, you know, fan culture and, like, internet and, you know, behind the scenes, you know, controversy and stuff wasn't a big deal. So the Donner cut was something you just heard about over time. And it wasn't released until, like, 27 years later, when, you know, fan culture started to become the thing it is today, where like people were like, hey, have you heard about this thing? I kind of want to see it. We should try to get Warner Brothers to see it. That's all happening with the Snyder Cut of Justice League immediately. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, it's just happening all right now. The second big difference is that the Richard Donner directed Superman 1, which is a great movie, and Superman 2 is also a great movie. Zack Snyder made Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman, which are bad movies, and then we got Justice League, which is also a bad movie. So there's big difference between all that.
Still have not seen Justice League.
I bought it on Blu-ray for my video, which reminds me I need to give you the receipt for it.
Okay.
You can borrow it anytime.
I have not. Oh, it's part of my job now is to watch it.
Yeah.
Haven't seen Justice League. I haven't seen Aquaman. I haven't seen Shazam.
I haven't seen Shazam either.
Really?
Yeah.
That's supposed to be very good.
I know. I've heard
it's also part of your job.
I know.
Why the hell haven't you seen Shazam?
I had a very busy April, Bob. I think it's coming to HBO real soon, so I'm just gonna watch it. Aquaman is great. Aquaman is so stupid, it's incredible.
I feel like I'm gonna like Justice League. Not like as a movie, but like as a fun little stupid thing.
Like, you can sit there and watch Justice League and be entertained by it, but you're gonna have this because this happened to me. You'll have this niggling sense in the back of your brain, like, this is bad. This doesn't make sense. It looks terrible. Mm-hmm. It looks like it's, like I said in my video, it looks like either a shitty green screen or it's just a bunch of people hanging out in an airport hangar.
I want to, when I go into these Snyder movies or whatever the hell, I go into it thinking like, this is the cartoon. Like Batman vs. Superman, I was like, this is just a Justice League cartoon. And I enjoyed it. You did
not watch the same cartoon as me.
I enjoyed it thinking it was like mindless nonsense, you know?
See, I wish I could do that, but the whole time you just have these like gross bastardizations of these characters that I know.
They're not good movies.
No.
I enjoyed watching it thinking like this is just a dumb cartoon.
There was at no point during Batman vs. Superman where I got the sense that I was allowed to have fun with this. You know?
I had fun.
I guess
until he started just murdering. When Batman was just murdering people, I was like, "What is happening?"
Yeah,
because I was trying to watch it like a cartoon, and then he's freaking murdering people, and I'm like, "All right, this isn't a fun cartoon anymore."
Yeah, no. Well, it's not really a fun cartoon when Superman is just mopey the entire time.
I just ignored him. Just ignored him.
You ignored the second title character of the movie.
Yes.
That's a problem.
I made myself like the movie, Will. That's what I did.
That means it's a bad movie.
What's a movie that I hated? I sat there like this, and I was like, this sucks.
Wonder Woman?
Yes. Did not like Wonder Woman.
Because you're a moron.
Because I'm a what's the opposite of an SJW cuck?
You're red pilled. That's what they call you. Yeah, you're red pilled.
Where are we? Oh, Bob, what's your thoughts on the final Starter Evolutions? I think they're all okay. I think Grookey's final evolution with the giant drum is awesome.
Yeah, he looks the best.
I don't really care much for the other ones. Sobbles kind of sucks.
Sobbles is bad. Yeah, Scorbunny is fine, but it just looks like a bigger Scorbunny. It looks like what would happen if Scorbunny became an adult.
Yes. Have you seen his middle evolution?
No.
Because I just got to it, and he's an edgy teen. Well, they're all edgy teens, but he is an edgy teen.
Okay.
He looks like he went to Hot Topic and came out.
Oh, man.
I changed his name to Bubsy. Yeah. And I'm happy with it. So yeah, I think they're all right. I think Grookey's is the best one.
Yeah.
Where am I? Ray Zeppelin, thank you for the 20 months. Read that one.
John Halstead with $2. Sees a man from a tree. Is that a Logan Paul sim?
Oh, it's a Suicide Forest.
Yes.
Joke. Ha ha ha. Anyway, Cheese with
timely.
$2. I like cereal. Cool, man.
Who doesn't? Jerks. That's who doesn't.
I'm going to read this one because he added us. The cast says, random question that I and a few others in here have been wondering, what is the name of that chill as frick song from the pre-stream? I think I have a playlist in the description. Do I not? I do not.
Oh.
I don't know the name of it. I'm sorry. I have a playlist. It's called Music Used. All right. Well, while I find that, we have another topic, right? What's the next topic?
Yes. Next topic is Pokemon is good.
Okay. Pokemon's great. You haven't played it yet.
I haven't played it yet. I have it on my Switch. It's downloaded. I just got my Joy-Con back from Nintendo because I got it repaired to fix the drift.
Oh, so talk about that for a second.
Let me pull it out.
Oh, you have it.
I brought it.
Whip it out, Will.
Just like at the movie theater. It's a Futurama reference. So if you're just keeping up, my left Joy-Con, my blue Joy-Con, I had to send back to Nintendo because it was suffering from the drift.
Pause. I'm putting this playlist in the chat that has the music I use. I think 2 of the songs got taken down, and the first one I think I stopped using because it got copyrighted from somebody else. So I don't think this music is correct. Sorry.
Okay.
Anyway, it's all chilled cow or chill hop, so you'll find good music there if you want to look. Anyway,
so I got my my left Joy-Con, my blue Joy-Con back from Nintendo. They fixed it for the drift. It took a while. I'm surprised how long it took. I think because I sent it out on a Friday, and they do it on business day, so I had to wait Friday, Saturday without a Joy-Con. Yeah. No, wait, because then I didn't have it.
Wait, how long did it take?
I sent it out on Friday, and then I didn't have it all last week. And then I guess just got it back yesterday.
So Tuesday.
Yeah. So it took a little over a week.
That's kind of a long time.
That's a very long time.
They should just send you a new one and then refurb that one. That's what they should do.
Yeah. But I got it back. I haven't fussed around with it too much, but there is a noticeable difference between this Joy-Con and this one.
Give me.
The right one is noticeably looser.
The right one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it. In the middle. Not so much on the edges, but in the middle.
Yeah.
It's very loose.
Yeah. I mean,
so all right, hold on. You hold this for a second.
For all I know, the right one's still fine. Because I looked at it. I don't think I use it as much as the left one. because the left one I use for movement and everything. So I'm not too worried about it. I just find it interesting that because I guess I haven't played a new Joy-Con in a while.
So I got my 2 red ones here.
Yeah.
My right one's noticeably looser.
Yeah. Right?
Give me that. Yeah, you play with that.
Okay. Also, and I don't know if it's just me, but
your left one's way tighter.
Oh yeah, no, this is.
But the right one's looser on mine too, right?
Yeah, this feels broken.
I never use my Joy-Con, to be honest.
Yeah,
I never play in portable mode.
Also, and I noticed this when I slid my Joy-Con back in, it doesn't do the color anymore.
Oh, that is weird.
Like, what is that? I don't like that.
That's weird.
That's like 90% of the fun of owning a Switch.
My left one's noticeably tighter.
Yeah.
That's weird. Everybody do that at home.
Yeah, everybody wiggle your Joy-Con analog sticks around. That can also be a sex thing.
So I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if it's like a thing because they fixed it. I think that's just a thing.
Maybe. I mean, it definitely feels like it hasn't been moved around a lot.
The left one noticeably feels newer, like a little stiffer.
Yeah.
But it feels fun.
Yeah.
To be honest.
So, and I did the calibration tests and stuff, and everything checks out. So this is good. I'm excited to have it back. I'm excited to play some Pokémons and get in there and be the very best like no one ever was.
Pokemon's great.
Yeah.
Everybody's got problems with it. Those people are stupid.
Obviously.
The game's fun.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like I get it. Some of the animations are stiff.
Yeah.
It's friggin' Pokemon, man. Like, Pokemon's never been like this like technological marvel.
But Bob, this is the first console exclusive Pokemon.
Yeah.
So you would think that they would spend a little more money. They're $1 billion company, Nintendo.
It is beautiful. Don't die. Please don't die.
Sorry, doing an impression
do it after the podcast,
of a snob is really difficult.
It's a beautiful game. It's probably the most beautiful Pokemon game.
Yeah.
People are gonna say Pokemon Stadium, but I'm just get out of my face with that.
No.
Pokemon Stadium has really nice animations. This game has really nice animations. It just also has some really bad animations. Yeah. Some of the Pokemon are gorgeous. Some of them are ugly, but that's just how it is in every Pokemon
That's just
game.
Pokemon, yeah.
It's just fun, and that's the what it comes down to. It's just a fun game. I keep thinking about playing it. I want to keep playing with my bros, my little team.
Yeah,
it's cool to. I only did one raid, but I've watched other people do raids, and that looks fun as hell.
Yeah,
like getting up with friends and playing. AJ traded me the other 2 starters. Freaking awesome.
I'm gonna have to get him to trade me the other 2 starters.
That's his thing. Listen, he'll trade any. AJ of Fanatics 4 will trade anybody, any starter they want. Hit him up.
All right.
His phone number is 5. No. He was in my stream last night. He said, "I will do it for Twitch subs. Sub to me on Twitch, and I'll give you a starter."
All right.
But no, please don't harass him. All you have to do is breed them. You just breed the starter.
Okay.
Right? So that's how you get a bunch. I think he got some starters and then he just started breeding them. Or you can just make a new account, like start the game on a new account on a different starter and then just breed the starter and trade it to yourself. And you just do that once and then you can breed as many as you want. So yeah, there's so much to it and it's so freaking fun. And it's so stupid. It's Pokemon's a dumb game. You just walk around, you get 4 moves and you just pick one of them. But for some reason, I get sucked in, and it's really fun. I love discovering new Pokemon. I haven't seen the list of all the new Pokemon, so I like being like, what the hell's that guy? I want that guy. It's really fun, and you're going to like it a lot.
I'm excited to play it. I can't wait to play it. I've been hyping it up to everybody I talk to, just from what I played at E3. And I'm really looking forward to it.
I still haven't even done the first gym battle. I'm level 20. I'm barely at the gym. I probably played like 6 hours. I would say like around 6 hours. Still haven't gotten to the first gym.
Yeah.
So it's a long game.
Yeah.
So it's very good. Get the freaking game. It's good. It's fun. It might have some problems, but like it's. I mean, again, it's not this technological marvel, but the bottom line is it's a very fun game. And if you've ever enjoyed a Pokemon game, you're definitely gonna like this game.
Right.
Because it is just a Pokemon game. All right.
Bruce Patrick with $2. What happens to the Wulff Den live room when Bob moves?
We burn it to the ground.
Yeah, I'm gonna take one of those big red gas cans and just pour it all over, and then Bob's gonna light the match.
So you don't want a green screen. Here's the thing. Last week,
Yeah.
I want to do that much nicer.
Yeah.
But if you don't get a green screen, you're gonna be one of the small boxes. If you get a green screen, then we can both be on either side.
My concern with the green screen is I don't know where I'm gonna put it when it's done.
Like that?
Yeah, because
You can't put it on your desk?
no.
Can you get a smaller one?
Smaller
that
green
is
screen.
Well, so there's ones that fold up into a disc.
Okay.
Have you seen those?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know which one.
What
you're
about
talking
that?
Yeah, I'd have to do some shopping.
Okay.
It needs to be small.
Because you could put it probably behind you in the chair.
Okay.
To be honest, you
Yeah.
can just put it behind you.
Because it needs to be small. Because I live in a small house.
Because if you don't do a green screen, you're gonna be a little tiny box.
Yeah.
But if you get a green screen, it'll be on either side and it'll look sick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, because otherwise it's just books.
They
behind
should
me.
make a smaller one of that.
They should, because that thing is it's great, but it's very big.
It's
big,
long.
It's bigger.
We're talking about the
yeah.
Elgato green screen.
Yeah, it's longer than it needs to be. I think it's for what we used it last week for.
I think it's the perfect size for what I use it for.
Right.
Because I crop the sides.
Yeah.
Like when I do Spawncast, or any other like Google Hangout thing,
Yeah.
I like to put it up just so that people don't see like dad walking back and forth.
Right. Well, I feel like it's good for here for that reason.
Well, if the camera's widescreen,
Yeah.
you see the side. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't fill up the screen. So that's why it's as big as it is.
But like at my house, I'm doing it in the office, which is just a private room with just
Right.
books, history books behind me.
Right.
So,
yeah, I think you should look into that disc.
Yeah.
Thing. That'll probably be the best option. For you.
I do need to figure out the lighting situation in there though, because right now I just have a crappy floor lamp.
Yeah, no, we'll set you up.
Yeah, we'll
set
figure
you
it
up
out.
nice.
We'll talk about it later.
But
yeah,
anyway,
no.
that's what's going to happen with the podcast.
Yeah,
And,
we're gonna burn the basement down.
probably in a few weeks. This
Yeah.
whole thing's going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about it. Not sorry about
Yeah.
it. Because I got to live my life.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the comments that are like, I like the old set better.
Oh,
like
yeah.
when, for my videos.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to the old set? I like, just
Yeah.
move back into your parents'
Yeah.
house. Anyway, Jedi Fallen Order.
I played Jedi Fallen Order instead.
I did not play that.
I did. It's very good. I should clarify. I know I'm not that far into the game.
I've heard nothing but great things. I don't think anybody has said that it is bad.
So here's the thing. I keep forgetting that it is not Jedi Outcast and it is not Force Unleashed. It is a Dark Souls Sekiro type of combat where you have to parry everything and dodge roll out of the way of everything.
I'm down for that.
It's a lot harder than you think it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
I actually bumped down the difficulty at one point just because well, it's confusing. Well, it's not confusing. So there's 4 difficulty modes. There's story mode, there's Jedi Knight, Jedi Master, and Jedi Grandmaster. I was under the impression that, story mode was basically training wheels the whole time. So I had it on, so the real modes was Jedi Knight, Jedi Master, Jedi Grandmaster, easy, medium, hard. So I had it on Jedi Master. That's hard. That's just hard difficulty.
Okay.
So Jedi Knight is normal. So that's basically for you guys when you're about to go in. So story mode is easy. Jedi Knight is normal. Jedi Master is hard. And then Jedi Grandmaster is you're not going to survive.
So what am I going to play? I want normal.
You'll probably... Normal is Jedi Knight, but you might... Because you're better at me in games, so you'll probably want to try Jedi Master.
Am I going to have fun if I play normal? Because I'm not that good at Souls games.
I think you will.
I want normal.
What's cool is, though, when you see...
And I want to plow through it.
When you see the difficulty settings, it tells you what that means.
Okay.
It tells you the parry time. It tells you how much damage you deal. It tells you how much damage you take from enemies.
That's cool.
It's great. It gives you such a better idea of what you're dealing with. So you play on Grandmaster, your parry time is 1 frame, and the enemies deal out a lot of damage.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool information to have.
And it kind of plays like a Souls game in that it's very Metroidvania-y. You know, the worlds are open and you can go to them at different times and you can come back to them and explore new locations based on the powers you get. There's a lot of like creatures in the game that are like your enemies, and early in the game you encounter like a very big one that like I could not kill for the life of me, but you can avoid him and like go around him to get to your objective. So it's not about like killing everything in sight, it's about smart use of combat. Lightsaber duels actually feel like dueling.
That's good. That's my biggest concern.
Yeah,
because the Force Unleashed did not feel like that.
Even when like you're against stormtroopers and they're shooting at you, or like the scout troopers with the stun batons, it feels like you're in an actual sword fight.
The only game that felt like that to me was Jedi Knight and Jedi Academy.
Yeah, it's less along those lines, because that I feel like had the tendency where you can just run up and like plow through. This, like, you actually have to think about the combat you're doing.
I'm super down for that.
And
that sounds awesome.
You know, in Jedi Knight, you automatically like block laser shots with your lightsaber. You don't do that here. You have to hold down block, and if you hit it at the right time, then you can deflect the bullet back at them.
That's kind of cool.
Or like parry the attack.
It adds a little something.
Yeah, there's a lot more variety to the lightsaber combat than just like press X to mash buttons and stuff. But the game is also, I would say, 60% Uncharted.
What does that mean?
There is a lot of climbing and platforming and exploration.
Uncharted 4 was a lot of climbing.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's
what I was going to say about Death Stranding. That's all walking. Man, Uncharted is a lot of climbing, though. And people loved Uncharted.
Well, yeah. I played the original PlayStation trilogy and I loved it. I loved the climbing in Uncharted. That was my favorite part of the game.
Uncharted 4 did you play?
No.
Because people listened to you and were like, all right, let's just make it all climbing. Yeah. And it was all climbing.
This is not all climbing. The climbing feels good, except they require you to hold down, I think it's left trigger as soon as you grab onto a ledge. Otherwise, you just fall. Meanwhile, in most other games, you just start climbing. So there's a lot of like extra button presses that you have to do. The controls they're easy to learn, but they're complex.
Will I forget the controls if I don't play for like a week? That's a big problem for me.
I'm already starting to forget the controls and I haven't played in a week. And I might have to not play this weekend because I got another game, which we'll talk about later, that I got to play.
Okay. Is that Pokemon?
It's that, and it's also Shenmue 3.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But what I played of Jedi Fallen Order, it's very good. It's a lot of fun. It's not what you think it's going to be. It's challenging, but it's rewarding. So basically, 4 out of 5 recommend Wulff Den.
I have to play it. I'm very excited. I want to play more Death Stranding, though.
Yeah.
I don't want to stop playing Death Stranding.
It's basically the Star Wars game we wanted them to make since, Battlefront 1.
Okay.
It's that big-ass single-player Star Wars game. It does a great job of putting you in the universe.
Basically since Jedi Academy.
Yeah. It was really cool is in the beginning when you first meet your character, Cal, he's working in an Imperial scrapyard, and you hear this song play, and then you realize he's basically doing the equivalent of listening to his iPod while on the job. The song that's playing is what he's listening to while he's working. And it's really interesting. So, like, little things like that just make it feel like Star Wars, like you're part of the Star Wars universe, aside from the lightsabers and the Star Destroyers and stuff.
Okay.
But it's really cool. I'm enjoying it so far.
Maybe I'll get one of those, like, buy 2 going free Black Friday deals or something.
I haven't seen that game as part of any Black Friday deals.
Yeah, Target did that deal a little while ago.
Yeah.
The buy 2 going free.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to do it again. All right.
Yeah. And then real quick, I had right under there, The Mandalorian.
I haven't seen it. I really want to see it.
I have. It's great. I'm not going to give too much away, but I'm sure it's already been spoiled for you on Twitter. Yes, it is amazing. It's every bit as cute as you think it is.
Yeah. That.
Yeah.
The baby.
Yeah.
That was spoiled for me.
Yeah.
I still have many questions.
Yeah. I mean, so do I, and I've seen both episodes.
So I need to watch it.
Yeah. I'll give you my Disney Plus account.
I don't want to ask any questions.
Yeah.
I don't want to know the answer.
Okay.
I have one big question, but I don't want to.
Okay.
You know what? I'm going to ask it. Don't answer it.
Okay.
What time period is this in?
Oh.
Don't answer it.
That's not a big deal.
Don't tell me.
Okay. Are you sure? Because
Yes.
it's in the official synopsis for it.
I don't believe it because it's the baby. It doesn't make sense.
No, because they talk about it in the episode.
Yeah, that's why I need to see the episode.
All right.
I haven't seen the episode at all.
They talk about it before the baby.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Okay.
I need to know how this all plays together, Will.
All right. Just okay. Have you heard when it supposedly takes place?
I think I forgot.
Okay. Are you sure you don't want
I
me to tell you?
definitely know it doesn't make sense.
Well, you got to remember that baby is part of a species
Correct.
that we've only ever seen canonically 2 members of.
Okay, so that's what my head can. When I saw the baby, I was like, that's what that is. But then everybody's making it sound like it's a person and not a species.
Because the problem,
even though they're the same name.
well, that's the problem. Because we only know 2 members of that species, we just name that species after the most popular character associated with that species.
Right.
Okay?
I understand.
following?
And that's my question.
Yes.
Is all of this.
Okay. As far as I know, that baby is a new member of that species, unrelated to the other characters we know already.
Okay. So then what's the big deal then?
I mean, have you seen it? It's so adorable. My wife immediately goes, "Oh!"
I mean, it is cute.
Yeah.
It's freaking cute.
I read something, Werner Herzog, the guy who goes bounty hunting is a complicated profession. That guy, later in the season has a scene with it, and he started to cry because he's like, "Oh my God, it's heartbreakingly beautiful." And they're like, Jon Favreau's like, "All right, we got to take it out because we're going to place with CGI." And he yelled at them, like, "No, you got to trust the puppet, you cowards."
Is Bill Burr in it yet?
I have not gotten to him yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see him.
Yeah.
And then,
that'd be interesting.
he looks very funny in the trailer. Apparently he was like, I don't want to be in it. I hate Star Wars.
Yeah.
I never want. It's all nerd stuff. And Jon Favreau's like, that's why you got to be in it.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be very funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, I got to see that.
Yeah.
I got to make that a point to watch that. How long is it?
The episodes are short. The first episode's only 40 minutes, and the second one's less than 30.
Only 40.
The second one is less than 30.
40's
40's not.
40's long.
Put it to you this way: most Netflix.
That's an hour for a broadcast show.
Okay, but for a streaming show, that's short.
I haven't watched any streaming series.
I'll put it to you this way: episodes of Daredevil and Stranger Things run a full hour.
Yeah, screw that.
Yeah. So the Mandalorian is short by comparison, and I think the later episodes are also under 30 minutes. So you'll be fine.
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
Yeah,
we got 2 episodes so far.
2 episodes. The third one comes out Friday.
Okay.
So I'll give you my login stuff tonight, so you can.
I'll try to do that.
Make yourself an account though. Don't use mine.
Maybe I'll do it tonight.
Yeah.
When I draw the thumbnail for this episode. All right, we got a couple super chats. We got to plow through some stuff.
All right.
We got Sean again, SJR with $2. Also, I'm not Sean/Sean, different SJR.
Whoa!
You two got to fight to the death, man. We can't have 2 SJRs. Mecha Dragon 101 with $2.
Well, he also said Jedi Game of the Year. That's important.
True. Well, it missed the cutoff apparently.
Yeah.
Mecha Dragon 101 with $2. Will, ever heard of the geek band Kirby Crackle?
I've heard of
Why
them.
Will?
Because Kirby Crackle is a reference to the Jack Kirby crackles that he used to draw in all of his weird ass science fiction books.
That's why Will.
I've heard of them. I've never actually heard their music. Apparently, it's just one guy, Kyle Stevens. He's a nerd rock pioneer and artist writing songs about the best in comic books, video games, and pop culture. I will put him in my listen to.
All right, let's talk about Google Stadia.
Just plow through Google Stadia real quick?
Yeah, and while we do it, why don't we unbox it?
Okay.
I got it yesterday, I think.
Okay.
Which is weird because I bought it. I pre-ordered it when it came out. This is with my own money. I want everybody to know.
Okay, so Google Stadia finally launched. It's Google's big-ass streaming cloud gaming initiative to leave their stamp in the gaming industry. You got it yesterday.
Correct.
Okay, so that's one of the stories we got. So Google Stadia did not have a good launch, let's just say. It had an
also, I'm not 100% certain this is Google Stadia, by the way.
Is it?
Wait. It says Ingram Micro?
We'll open it, see what it is.
I also don't want to zoom in too much because it's got our actual address on it. Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, so Google Stadia was supposed to... Google Stadia went live on November 19th, which was yesterday. However, people who pre-ordered the Founders Edition, which was $130, and it came with a Chromecast Ultra and a controller.
Wait, did that come with a Chromecast Ultra? Because
yes.
I just bought a Chromecast Ultra.
Well, we'll get to that. Those didn't arrive in time for people to log in and play it. And in addition to that,
that's it. Is it? Wait, does this come with a Chromecast Ultra?
Yes.
Damn it! Damn it!
Well, hold on a second. Let me finish what I'm saying, then I'll get to you.
Well, I'm gonna go on Amazon and cancel it now. Did I not?
Here's the thing. As of right now, you can only play Google Stadia. Google Stadia is supposed to be like a cloud gaming service. You can play it on anything. As of right now, you can only play it on a Chromecast Ultra, a Pixel 3, or a Chrome web browser.
I mean, I'm really just going to play it on a Chrome web browser.
Yeah.
But I would want to test it on the Chromecast Ultra.
Okay.
Because I also need a Chromecast for my apartment.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get one anyway.
Okay. So this has it.
Okay, well, let me freaking cancel my damn order, which is supposed to come tomorrow. Damn it.
You can do it because it doesn't ship immediately. So.
Well, I also ordered at 7 o'clock. So.
Yeah.
Cancel items.
So yeah. So people who pre-ordered the Founders Edition were not getting this in time to log in, create their accounts, and basically start playing the game they pre-ordered back in June. As of November 20th, a day after launch, you can still find loads of reports on Twitter of people not getting their codes, of people not being able to get their usernames because they were too late, things like that. So that's bad.
Wait, underscore says, geez, Bob, it was in the description. Listen, how long ago was that?
June 6th.
June 6th. I don't remember these. You expect me to remember that?
It'd be nice if you did.
Give me this. Let's get it.
All right. So already off to a bad start. It did. People who pre-ordered the Founders Edition didn't get it.
Yeah. I got it late, didn't I?
You got it late. Yeah. So not only that, it launched, and when it worked pretty well. But there were still reports of lag, significant lag, especially if you're using mouse and keyboard. A lot of features are not available at launch, like Google Assist, the YouTube integration, crowd playing, things like that. Only 20 games would be available, then they upped it to 40, and the games were full price.
Ooh, I like the color.
That is a nice color.
It's blue with the orange.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like this a lot.
How's it feel?
Feels like an Xbox thumbstick.
Yeah.
Oh, it's smooth as hell.
Here's your...
It is weirdly symmetrical.
Yeah, there you go. Chromecast Ultra right in there.
Damn, well, I could just return it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the D-pad is clicky. I like where the D-pad is.
Yeah.
This is a good controller.
All right.
USB-C.
Yeah. So did you hear anything I just said?
No. Yeah. No, I forgot everything you said. I was listening, but I forgot all of it.
So basically, all right. So I already said.
Oh, it was 20 games. They bumped it up to 40.
40, but the games are full price. You basically have to rebuy them.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Especially older games like Tomb Raider 2013 is I think more expensive than it is on Xbox Live.
Is this USB-C?
Yeah.
Because I need to plug my computer in.
It's USB-C to USB-A.
Okay, whatever.
Is that going to work for your computer?
Yeah, dude.
The other end.
That's freaking neat, dude.
Will it work?
Well,
all right.
I don't know anything.
All right.
I didn't even know this came with a Chromecast Ultra.
Oh, if you fried the thing, it's not my fault.
It's not gonna fry. It's a freaking MacBook, man.
I'm talking about the other end.
Oh, it's not gonna fry this.
All right.
I was gonna have to leave you and run upstairs. I got 1%.
So
I don't know why this thing's dying so quickly all of a sudden.
So in addition to the games, it's missing a lot of the features that were promised at launch, like Google Assist, YouTube integration, the crowd playing. You can only use it on.
Help! Oh wait, I got it thinking.
All right, you can only use it on a select few devices: Chromecast Ultra, Pixel phones, Google Chrome web browser.
What are the other devices that it's gonna work with?
I mean, eventually it's going to be an app that you download to your device and you play it through there. And like
it kind of, I really just expected to play it on Chrome web browsers and Chromecast.
Well, I mean, theoretically, you can download an app to your iPhone and play it on that.
That would be cool.
You can download it to your Fire Stick, your Roku, other devices, other Chromecasts.
So
that is for the Chromecast.
So this Chromecast charger is huge.
Yeah.
But it has an Ethernet port, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I guess this cannot possibly be standard to come with the Chromecast.
It might be. You can get an Ethernet port for a Fire Stick.
What does it come with it, though?
It's an add-on.
Well, this is orange on the inside.
Right.
Or is that red? That looks red.
What is that? Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is red.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is for this.
Yeah.
Okay. This is tinier than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, they're small.
Okay. I'm glad this came with that. How much was this?
$130.
Okay. So it's basically just a controller and a Chromecast.
Right.
And a subscription?
So here's where it gets weird.
Okay.
So today, per The Verge, Google Stadia is a $130 one-time purchase plus a $10 a month plus $10 a month after a 3-month trial, plus $20 to $60 per game. That $10 a month is basically for the 4K streaming.
So I can play for free without the 4K? What if I want 1080p?
That should just be standard as long as you have a good connection.
But I have to buy the game.
You have to buy the game.
So that's where they're getting my money.
Yeah.
Is buying the game. That's kind of cool.
Well, what were you going to say?
That's just kind of cool.
Because the problem is, according to 521 Google, 9to5 Google, the biggest problem that Stadia currently faces is that Google has been blatantly lying about the quality of 4K games on the service.
Yikes.
In its review, The Verge spoke to, with reviews and now more users starting to jump into Stadia, it's becoming apparent quickly that the visual quality of the games isn't up to par with other services. This could be partially to blame for the streaming nature of games, but it's been proven already that this simply isn't the case. So basically, long story short, they're advertising 4K gaming, but they're not 4K. It's not 4K gaming. It's 1080p upscaled.
Ooh, that's not good.
No.
It has to be 4K.
Yeah, and
it has to be the textures.
It's not. Red Dead Redemption 2 does not play in 4K. Eurogamer confirmed that the game only renders in 1440p and is then upscaled to 4K on a Chromecast Ultra. The quality difference is also very obvious when you look at the game side by side with the 4K version on Xbox One X.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is not 4K on PS4.
But on Xbox One X it is.
It kind of is.
All right, another example. The Verge spoke to Bungie, the developers behind Destiny 2, and confirmed that Stadia's version of the game isn't the same 4K as some of the other platforms. Rather, Destiny 2 on Stadia renders at 1080p and is then upscaled to improve the quality. In other words, Destiny 2 currently never plays in 4K on Stadia. So you're paying $10 a month to get 4K and you're not getting 4K.
Right. Are they saying that Destiny is 4K?
Yes.
On the website? If I go to Stadia right now, it's going to say...
Well, go to it.
Because then that's a lie.
Yeah.
If they say that, that's a lie.
Yeah. The whole they're advertising 4K 60 streaming on Stadia, basically across the board. but they're not giving us true 4K 60 streaming.
I'd argue that Xbox One X and PS4 also say that they have 4K gaming, but like barely any games are 4K.
Barely any games are 4K, but the ones that run in 4K run in 4K.
Not stuff like Red Dead. Red Dead is on PS4. Red Dead is 1440p friggin' interlaced.
Right.
You know?
But like on Xbox One X, it's 4K.
It's like...
It's more 4K than it is on PS4.
Like, every game that's 4K HDR on these platforms is not 4K.
Right.
It's interlaced.
It's one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if this is the PC version of the game that can theoretically run in 4K 60 with HDR, and Google says that it can do it, but they're not doing it, that's a problem.
Yes.
And that's what they're saying.
That's what I'm trying to see. If it's saying, like, play Destiny in 4K, then that's a lie. Yeah. That's a blatant lie.
Yeah.
And also, it kind of sucks that you have to pay for a subscription and then play the game. But that's why I was saying it's kind of cool if you can just get Stadia for free and then just buy the game, because that's a free platform.
Right. It says sometime in 2020, Stadia will be a free service plus the cost of games. And you can use like...
Oh, so right now it's not free. You have to buy
you can only get it in the Founders Edition.
Okay. It doesn't say like technical specs for specific games.
Right.
So I want to know if they explicitly said that certain games are 4K when they're not. Because freaking Microsoft and PlayStation market their 4K consoles the same way then. They say this is 4K, but some of these games aren't 4K. People are being really hard on Stadia because it's a streaming platform. People don't like that because everybody's got Xboxes and PlayStations. Why wouldn't I just play it on an Xbox or a PlayStation? And I agree. I'm going to test this out, and then I'm never going to play it again because I have an Xbox and a PlayStation and a Switch to play these games on, and I'd much rather play it on that. However, there are people who aren't as privileged and don't have consoles. They don't have consoles. They don't have a good enough PC. And this thing will be freaking free. You just have to buy the game.
Right.
And I think that's amazing.
That's amazing if it works. And right now it doesn't seem like it's working as properly as they want it to.
I think that people are giving it, are gunning for it. Because Nintendo over here was filming himself playing it. And there was barely any, there was input lag, but there was barely any input lag. You know, I think that people are just trying to find a problem with it.
I mean, yeah, they're trying to find a problem with it because this is a big deal. They're trying to like work through it and like trying to find all the kinks and flaws in it. And as of right now, there seem to be plenty of flaws. Like
there's gonna be flaws in the streaming service.
Well, the big thing is if they're advertising 4K 60 on a good internet connection and they're not giving you that, if they're like half-assing it, that needs to be addressed. Forget the consoles for a second. This is PC gaming. This can do 4K 60 HDR fine. It can do better than that. That's what Stadia is trying to emulate. And it's saying that it's emulating that when it's not. That's the problem.
I want to compare this against xCloud.
Right.
I don't want to compare it against the consoles.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, if they're lying about the 4K, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
But I want to compare this against another streaming service. So, because again, there are people who don't have consoles and don't have a good PC where this would be perfect for. But then xCloud would also be perfect. Right. It sounds like xCloud so far is a better deal because it's a service and you get a million games with it.
And also, like Microsoft also has things like Game Pass and Xbox Live that can easily be integrated in this.
Is xCloud 4K?
I mean, assuming when it launches, it will be. I mean, they haven't said anything about it yet. I mean, xCloud's just the concept name. So it doesn't even have an official name yet.
Yeah, how do I play that? Because people are already like doing early reviews of it. And stuff.
I don't know. I think you gotta like, they have to tell you how to play it.
The first thing when I type in Project xCloud is Google Stadia versus Project xCloud.
Someday, Google has promised or suggested you'll be able to click on a YouTube ad for a game and jump straight into the game. You'll be able to live stream YouTube in 4K at the same time you're playing in 4K. You'll be able to share a link to the exact moment in a game with a friend or followers so they can try it instantly. Streamers will be able to let viewers line up to instantly join their game. You'll be able to see your friends' actual screens in some games to help you coordinate. The controller's dedicated Google Assist button will be able to help you beat the games. Future games will combine the power of multiple Stadia servers to do things impossible on PC or console, like a single shared world where every single player, advanced physics, fully destructible worlds, huge numbers of NPCs, etc. Google will release its own games on Stadia. Other Android phones and perhaps iPhones will get in on the action. Cross-platform multiplayer, and will scale to 8K resolution and 120 frames per second. That's practically half the Stadia review right there, because a lot of the features Google promised in March simply do not exist yet.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Like, all of that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
But they're not available.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of stuff that is a good selling point for Stadia, and it's not available.
Yeah.
When this thing launches. So that's a big, like, mark against Google for that.
Yeah. I mean, you would think something like relatively simple like YouTube integration. Google Assist is in everything now. They sell routers with it in it. So, like, I don't see why, like, they didn't put it in here. There's really no excuse for that.
I mean, it's in Chromecast. But not everybody's going to be able to play this on a Chromecast.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's something. Yeah, I mean, you can't. That's something that would be part of the platform that you're playing on.
Yeah.
But I mean, what if you're playing on an iPhone? You know, then you don't have the Google Assist. This is nothing about Project xCloud being 4K, but Project xCloud is nowhere near done. So
yeah, it probably will be close to 4K.
Microsoft's going to blow us out of the water.
Yeah.
it took they should have held on to this for a little longer.
Yeah. They basically rushed this out to be the first on the market.
Yeah.
Controller does feel nice, though.
Controller's nice. I want to play it with other things. I also want to know if I could play Stadia with an Xbox controller.
So this is part of the problem. So theoretically, yes, you can play Stadia with other controllers. I think you can play with PC and mouse right now, with mouse and keyboard right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can play with other controllers. You can play it with other devices. But as of right now, in order to play it, this is how to play it. You need the Chromecast Ultra and this.
Yeah, they put it out too quick.
They put it out way too quick. In order to get to the future, they rushed there.
Yeah.
So basically, you paid $130 to be a beta tester.
Yes. I paid that, so yes. I wanted to make a video out of it.
Right. I mean, you can still make a video out of it.
I mean, I'm going to have to.
Yeah.
To justify this.
I mean, yeah.
Digital Trend just had a breakdown of the price structure.
Yeah.
Where did it go? My computer's going nuts right now because I guess I should not have used this charger. It went up to from 1% to 2% and then back down to 1%.
Yeah, well, I was trying to tell you.
What was going to happen?
It's not a good thing to use. I don't even think you can use this controller wireless yet, because every picture I see, it's plugged into the computer.
Do we know if it's Bluetooth?
It's Wi-Fi.
Oh, right. It's Wi-Fi, so that there's less lag.
Yeah.
Right. You better be able to use it wirelessly, because that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Stadia Founders Edition, $129, comes with 3 months of Stadia Pro, as well as a limited edition night blue controller. Chromecast Ultra, first dibs on a name, and I want Bob. And 3-month Buddy Pass, available in November, sold out. Premier Edition is available for the same price and includes the same content with different colors for the controller and no Buddy Pass. Stadia Pro is $10 per month, 4K resolution and with 60 frames per second, supposedly. Discounts on game purchases, so kind of like PlayStation Plus. Full Destiny 2 access, which is great because I did not want to have to buy that. Free games available with a subscription, launches in 2019, so right now. Stadia base fee. Stadia base free. 1080p resolution, 60 frames per second. Buy games you want to play in a Chrome web browser, launches in 2020. That is what I think is going to be the biggest deal.
Yeah.
But that's not here yet.
Yeah.
Because being able, that just means that anybody could play a game on their computer, no matter how crappy it is.
Yeah.
When it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's amazing. That's such a cool thing, as long as you have a good internet connection, which might not be good for everybody. In 1080p, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a game changer for a lot of people who just don't have like you know, like growing up when we didn't get the newest consoles the day they came out, maybe I want to play Destiny. I could just pay $60 instead of paying $360.
Yeah.
You know, so that's pretty awesome. But not if it's got all these freaking problems that people saying it has. That's why I gotta test it and see if it's any good.
Try to maintain.
Well, we got Bruce Patrick with $2. Said Bob, PS4 with 3 games, $200, making Stadia irrelevant. Not when Stadia is free.
Well, right now it's not.
No, it's not a good deal now. Nobody buy it now.
Nobody buy Stadia. Yeah,
don't buy it now.
But right now, if you want, a $200 PS4 with 3 games, 3 really good games.
I still don't know if I would recommend that because we got PS5 right around the corner.
See, my boss at work wants to get it, and he's afraid of the PS5, but I keep telling him to get it because when the PS5 comes out, A, there aren't going to be that many good games. It's a launch, it's going to be the launch. B, if he can eventually get a PS5, those games will carry over because PS5 will be backwards compatible.
Only get a PS4 now if there are games you really want to play.
Yeah.
Right now.
And the PS4 is like old enough where it's got a great library.
It does.
Yeah.
We're late.
We are very late.
We gotta hurry up.
All right. So too long didn't read. Don't get Stadia.
Don't get Stadia now.
Yeah.
Wait a little bit.
Yeah. Wait and see what happens next year. They rushed this out the door. It seems very incomplete. Wait for Bob's review of it.
Yes. I'm nixing all the other stories we have.
I don't even know we had other stories.
They're irrelevant. Yeah. Unboxing or tweet of the week? I forget the week.
Unboxing.
Okay, I got one more thing to unbox. I have no idea what this is.
All right.
How do I even open it?
There's usually a pull tab. Yeah, up here.
Okay. This is from some PR company. Oh.
It's a box in a box.
Let's get Stadia out of the way here. And my brand new Chromecast that I bought literally 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Let's do a little bit of boop here. What is this?
Oh, we got a email about this when you were in Japan.
Ooh. Wired Productions thanks you for being an esteemed partner. Wired are a publisher of video games, but really we are all about the people involved. Our developers, partners, and community are at the heart and reason of everything we do. With that in mind, we wanted to say thank you for all the support you've given us so far, and as a gesture of our appreciation, we have sent you this Close to the Sun Collector's Edition for your personal enjoyment. We hope you enjoy. It is one of 1,000 made and is a great reflection of the effort Storm in a Teacup put into the game, and we think it's a kind of special. Much appreciation and respect, Mr. Z and the whole Wired team.
So Close to the Sun is a first-person horror adventure video game developed by Italian video game producer Storm in a Teacup and published by the British company Wired Productions. Developed using Unreal Engine. The game was released last year for Microsoft Windows and is slated for release October of this year for PS4, Xbox One, and Switch. In the game, the player guides a journalist named Rose Archer, which strives to save her sister Ada. Set in an alternate reality that seems to occur somewhere around the early 20th century, the two prominent inventors Nikola Tesla and Thomas Edison fight for technological prominence on the globe. It's kind of like a Bioshocky type first-person horror game.
Art Deco.
Where I think Tesla is the villain in it.
Oh.
But, yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah.
This is very nice. Collector's Edition, 308 of 1,000. July 1896. Signed Nikola Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
And, the art book. Wow. Gimme. Oh, everything's coming out. I suck at this. Right. We got the art book here.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even know what this game freaking looks like.
We got. Is this a vinyl? This is a vinyl.
Is it a 7-inch?
Yeah, I think it's a 45.
Wow. That's a code.
What's that for?
Epic Games Store, I think.
Okay.
Nobody look.
We got we got it on Switch. We got the Switch. It's the PAL version. See, that's got Peggy.
All right, whatever. I'm already breaking.
Wait, is Peggy PAL or England?
Peggy is England.
All right. Well, anyway, we also got the Steelbook for it.
We got a letter from Ada.
Okay.
We got a pin.
Ooh, that's nice.
And I think that's it.
That's it. This is very cool.
This is very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, the Steelbook is awesome.
Yeah, Steelbook is very nice.
And the 7-inch. That's freaking cool. Thanks, Wired.
Yeah.
I appreciate this. This is very cool.
This is very, very cool. I'm interested to try this out. I remember hearing about it, and then we got the email. I'm like, ooh, this is exciting.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah.
All right.
So Peggy is Europe and also Israel.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay then. Tweet of the week.
Tweet of the week. Tweet of the week. Tweet of the week.
Oh, and my computer died.
Okay, I got it.
I gotta pull it up on screen. It's a picture. Well,
it is a picture, and it's a funny picture. All right. Oh.
Explain the picture, Will.
All right. Well, I gotta go back. It's from Neskimo at Nude Eskimo on Twitter. Death Stranding 2019, directed by Hideo Kojima, and it is a picture of a baby getting baptized, but instead of using holy water, the priest is using Monster Energy drink.
Har. Okay, I'm gonna get my charger while you do the spiel.
See, it's funny because Death Stranding has a lot of Monster Energy drink product placement in it, and it's very bizarre. I don't know why they did that. But now's the time of the show where we talk to you guys. As always, you can reach us on Twitter using the hashtag Wulff Den Live. If you'd love to comment on last week's Wulff Den Live, then this is the part of the show where we will finally answer you. And of course, ladies and gentlemen watching us at home, please start leaving your questions and comments because we will get to them when we are done with everybody else. So, heading on over.
I also have to pee very bad.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold it because we gotta wrap this up anyway.
Yeah. Where are we? Where does Fred put the...
Oh, he made a new channel.
Wulff Den Live info?
Yep.
All right.
We got a lot of mods now.
I know. Comments, YouTube comments from 11:20. Okay, yeah, that's what we want. Okay. Kenneth T6. I think the problem is that Game Freak has always been taking tiny steps forward so that the minute they took a step backward, like cutting Pokemon, everyone was up in arms. I think that if they just kept every Pokemon, added Dynamaxing, Gigantamaxing as this gen's gimmick, and kept everything like the DS games, then people wouldn't have been this angry. Just frustrating with how little the franchise is evolving.
Where is that?
It's at the top.
Oh my god, they're so long this week. That's the thing. Everybody's like, they should have just kept all of the Pokemon. There's a reason why they took them all out.
I'm sure if they could have kept all the Pokemon, they would have.
Yeah.
Like they've done it so far. There had to have been a damn good reason to not include all of them.
And I said there are some animations that are just straight up terrible. Like there's some that are just look like they're missing. Like some of the moves just look like they don't do anything.
Yeah.
I mean, Pokemon games have always been like that though.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more animations. Like when you're in like the little campsite and the Pokemon are like waddling up to you, like it looks awesome.
Yeah.
So they definitely put their time into other things. Yeah. They could have spent more money, had more people to do more work on the game. They definitely could have made a more polished game.
Yeah.
But they didn't friggin' need to.
Yeah.
And they're going to make so much money anyway. So it could be better, but it's still really good.
Yeah.
Jake Carpenter says, nice to hear reasonable adults discuss the pros and cons of a video game so refreshing compared to the hyperbolic echo chamber that is our Pokemon. That's Reddit /Pokemon.
Yes.
And then I bet you this next one's going to be a bad one. Imishimi says, thanks for still making this happen. Oh, okay. He was nice. Usually Fred puts a good one with a bad Thanks for still making this happen, Bob. Hopefully you are having a great stay in Japan. I was. Thank you. My only gripe with Sword and Shield is the Pokedex. Honestly, the games could go back to sprite-based and I would be happy. My list of things every Pokemon game should have is full Pokedex. Pokemon follow behind you. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Challenging gyms / Elite Four and good bad guys like Team Rocket. Beyond that, I don't care if it is 3D sprite-based or if it runs 30 frames per second versus 60. Everyone should be able to have their favorite teams and a fulfilling game to play through. Getting hung up on graphics and frame drops on a turn-based RPG seems misplaced.
I agree with that.
I agree with all of that. I think that there are reasons to be mad about Pokemon Sword and Shield. But people are hung up on a lot of weird stuff. Yeah. People are nitpicking like crazy.
A lot of things that like don't affect the game in the long run.
Yes. Josh Boyda, I fell out of Pokemon after Gen 3, but Let's Go got me back into the franchise. My girlfriend got into Pokemon for the first time. As long as Sword and Shield is fun, I will be happy. You should get your girlfriend a copy and play some raids with her. Countryboy724, if you're going to have this long of content, at least be up to date and well informed.
I mean, we were reading from the Reddit post that was there, like that was posted like that day. So
I think people just, when you have an opposing opinion, people say you're not informed. That's just the go-to.
Yeah, I experienced that on Twitter today.
Wait, what happened on Twitter?
Because I posted my video about the Snyder Cut. It doesn't exist. Like it doesn't exist.
I saw that,
and somebody was like, "It does exist." I'm like, "You didn't watch me. I didn't dispute that." I'm like, "Yes, you did. You said it's not finished." I'm like, "Yeah, just because it exists doesn't mean it's finished.
It exists in some form."
Yeah, but not in the form you think it exists in.
I think we should skip these,
especially this one because it's like 4 paragraphs.
Are we on the hashtag now?
If we skip the next 2, we're on the hashtag.
Okay, hashtag Wulff Den Live. Could I please get a happy birthday today? No. Next one. No. Happy birthday, Johan. I turned 22 years old, and I'm a big fan of the channel. Hello.
Oh,
happy birthday.
Thank you.
Ezra Groot. It only goes downhill from here, by the way.
Yeah.
Ezra Groot fam. Hey, Wolf Bros. What do you consider to be the best app for podcasts? I'm currently using Google Podcast, but it looks like something my uncle could make in Adobe Flash. It's not very robust, but it's way better than Spotify. I recommend just straight up YouTube.
I use Apple Podcasts, so don't talk to me about that. Apparently, Apple Podcasts like is good. It does exactly what it needs to, but apparently it's the worst podcast app on the market.
According to other people?
According to other people, yeah. I think Overcast is like the big one on iOS.
I think every podcasting app sucks.
Yeah. Use whatever works for you. I mean, if Google Podcasts looks terrible, as long as it works.
I use YouTube for everything, but I have YouTube Premium, so I can turn the screen off when I'm watching a video. I recommend that, but you'd have to pay $10 a month.
Yeah.
It depends on how much you like listening to podcasts. And it's ad-free if you pay the $10 a month. Josh Just a Hair. So, how do you pronounce Bede's name in Pokemon Sword and Shield? That's B-E-D-E. I've been calling him Bidet, the toilet thing, because of his crappy attitude. I say Bede.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's the rival in Sword and Shield.
There is
or the bad guy.
Your droid in Star Wars is BD1 in Jedi Fallen Order.
Is it BD the letters?
Yes, but because I got the pre-order version, he comes with the spec. You can get skins for him in the game. You unlock them, and the pre-order one is yellow and it's spelled BEED1, like get like a B.
Cute.
Yeah.
Falto says, I know I'm 13 years late on this, but what are your guys' opinion on Sonic 06? Like, did you guys enjoy the gameplay? I have a confession to make. Never played it.
Game is crap. Game is absolute crap. That is the worst Sonic game ever made. Don't say anything. It's just that is unfinished. That is just bizarre and nonsensical and an embarrassment on the series. And even like the games, it's never been able to get out of that game's shadow, even when it does get out of that game's shadow.
Maybe I'll make it a sub goal on Twitch. I'll play Sonic 06.
I think I have it.
We have it. I think it's in there.
If it's not in there, it's at my house.
All right. Well, I will make it a sub goal if you remind me to play that game on Twitch. Bro Jerome says, dressing as Sonic and Tails for the movie premiere. is less than dressing in Dumb and Dumber orange and blue suits to be classy. Wulff Den, Sonic, and Tails. Make it happen, boys. Well, that's the goal anyway.
Yeah.
That's the goal. All right. Oh, I got a notification from Discord. Hey, Nitro subscriber, congrats. You get 3 months of Xbox Game Pass on us. Thanks, dude. All right, now we're in the chat. We're going to take like 5 and then get the hell out of here. Yeah. Dante says, what is the silver stand you use for your Switch in Wulff Den Live? I moved it. I tried to find it. I got it on Amazon. Yeah. And I tried to find it and I couldn't find it. But it's just it's the same as an iPad stand.
Yeah. They work. Just search for that.
This one's a little thicker.
Yeah.
And it's made for a Switch, but iPad stands are the same. Yeah. There's a lot that look exactly like that. Mm-hmm. This is like a thing that people like drop ship all the time. Mm-hmm. We also got $2 from Bruce Patrick. Bob PS4. Oh, he said that already. Never mind. Ryan Mystery says, Will, what is the best comic book story of the year?
I've been really liking Peter Tomasi's Detective Comics run. I think his, it was a small story arc about the Arkham Knight, but I think it did that character better than the game did. So check that out.
I like the character of Arkham Knight. I didn't like the game, but I like the character.
I feel like, because the big twist was that it was Jason Todd.
Which is not a twist at all.
No. And I feel like the comics had a better twist. Okay. It's not Jason Todd.
I like that.
Yeah.
Is it somebody I would know?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think that's better for the character of the Arkham Knight.
Okay.
$2 from Sam Sindelar. It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Hello. There it is.
Yes.
Boogle TV says, Bob, do you have your own channel? Yes. And I said there's a video on there that's not on there because I never made the video.
Yeah.
But I will, I think, tomorrow.
Yes. I also have my own channel if you want to see some student films I made and a mashup trailer of Logan to the song that was used in the Switch launch trailer because they both those trailers came out the same day.
Oh, right.
So
is yours youtube.com/WillWolf?
I think so, yeah.
Mine's youtube.com/BobWolf.
Haley Gold, Will, what's your account ID character on Disney Plus? So you can set pick a Disney character and that's your profile picture. Mine is Chewbacca because I'm furry.
I don't know what the hell mine's gonna be.
Yeah, it's surprisingly difficult to pick a character.
I like the Mickey Mouse because it's the modern Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
What happened? All right. I have to pee so bad.
Okay. All right, one more. John Wismer. Hey, Bob, do you think the game Unreal Tournament should come back?
No, because it did, and it wasn't that good. But the game's amazing.
When did it come back?
The last one, I always say this, it wasn't that long ago, but it ends up being 10 years ago.
Yeah. I feel like Fortnite is taking the place of Unreal Tournament because it's basically the same concept.
I'd say Overwatch.
Yeah, Overwatch is closer to the original spirit.
Yeah, it feels like Unreal Tournament, even though Overwatch is different characters, and they all have vastly different abilities.
Yeah.
But Overwatch feels more like Unreal Tournament.
Yeah.
Wow, I think the last one was in 2007.
Oh, God.
I feel like there was one that just came out. Oh, and they also freaking Cliff Belinsky made Lawbreakers, and that was the closest to Unreal Tournament.
Yeah,
and that was not good.
And nobody played it.
No.
Yeah.
Where's the freaking franchise?
Well, there's an upcoming Unreal Tournament.
Oh, has it not come out yet?
Yeah. 2007 was Unreal Tournament 3. That was the last one. And then Unreal Tournament is a first-person video game developed by Epic Games. It is to be the 9th installment in the Unreal franchise and the first main entry in the series since Unreal Tournament 3 in 2007.
Oh, they canceled one in 2014.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Since July 2017, there have been no new updates. The bulk of the development team has been transitioned to develop and maintain Fortnite Battle Royale. So yeah, pretty much everything has been moved over to Fortnite.
I gotta pee. Thank you guys for hanging out.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for chatting with us. As always, Wulff Den Live is every single Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on youtube.com/Wulff Den. If you can't make the show for any reason at all, we always put it up as an archive version on Thursday for you to watch on demand whenever you want. If you prefer to listen to us rather than watch us, you can do that as well. We're also an audio podcast on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play, and Stitcher. And if you listen to us on any of those platforms, please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review us because that helps us with placement on all of those respective stores. Water break. If you want to see just a little bit of the show, you don't have time to watch the whole thing, you want to just see a little clip of it here and there, then head on over to Wulff Den Clips, where our good friend Eric Henley takes this week's episode and cuts it down into bite-sized chunks for your viewing pleasure. Maybe you just want to send a little bit to your friend, then you don't want them to sit through the whole damn show. Almost choked on my own spit. That's Wulff Den Clips. You head on over there and subscribe to it so you can get all the best bits of this week's Wulff Den Live. There's also Wulff Den VODs, which was where Bob puts all of his past game streams and also other miscellaneous live streams that we've done, like cons that we've done, panels we've done. We have our Long Island Ritual Gaming Expo panel and our PAX East panel from this year. So check those out. Those are great. Anything else you want to advertise, Bob? Now that you're done peeing.
Twitch.tv/Wulff Den. I will play Pokemon tomorrow. And youtube.com/Bob Wulff. I will hopefully be uploading a video where me and my dad eat steak. Mm-hmm. Also, this video of me in Japan going to all the different Pokemon centers where I got all this stuff. It didn't do so hot. So please share that with friends.
Yeah.
And watch the whole video.
Yes.
Because it's long. You don't have to actually sit there. You can just leave it in a tab.
Yes.
You know?
And when you're done doing that, immediately after, watch my video on the Snyder Cut. Because that's doing even worse.
We'll need some love.
It's been like surprisingly... I've had a rough month in terms of like my past few videos.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I have two.
Right.
So it's the whole chat. It's not just you.
Yeah. But
here's the thing. The new videos aren't doing that good.
Yeah.
The podcast is doing great.
Yeah, the podcast is doing great. So keep doing what you're doing.
But also, the channel as a whole is still getting a decent amount of views. It's all the old videos.
Yeah.
So YouTube's weird.
Yeah.
YouTube's freaking weird.
So does that mean I can take a break next week?
No.
Damn it.
Never.
I don't know because Christmas is on a Wednesday this year.
It was on a Tuesday last year.
That's true.
It sucked.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
But I guess we'll talk about that at another time.
Friggin' yeah.
Yeah.
We can get somebody to edit it.
All right.
Thank you guys for hanging out. I will see you later. I have to get up to end the stream. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, I could just do this.
Oh, there you
go. Boop.